right, everybody, welcome out to the Logrum Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, January the 20th, 2026. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Mouse.
It's cheese. It's cheese. I love cheese.
Oh, you do love cheese. You're very cheesy. I've known that about you for many years.
That's why. That's my job on the show, is to be the cheesy one.
There you go.
I mean, you're the cracker.
That's why we go so well together.
I guess.
There you go.
No.
It's like I always say with cheese and the other thing, like wine. You know what really goes. Wine and cheese, right? You know what really goes good with a really good box of wine? A nice can of cheese.
Can of cheese.
There you go.
Spray cheese.
Spray cheese. There you go.
I haven't had spray cheese in like forever.
It's been a minute. Yeah. It has.
Do they still make it, or has that been banned yet?
I don't know. Probably do. I don't think anything gets banned. I don't think anything that gets banned completely goes away. I think there's always a black market for things.
There's that. This is good cheese.
What is it?
It is a from Italy. Actually, one of the vendors that I work with sent it over from Italy.
Fair enough.
And it's not a Pecorino Romano. It's a Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That's yummy.
Fair enough. Very nice.
Send them a thank you letter.
And why are you eating cheese today, other than the fact that you always eat something?
Well, it's Cheese Lovers Day.
Happy National Cheese Lovers Day to those who celebrate, of course.
And if you don't, that's probably because you're lactose intolerant.
That's probably a good bet.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Yeah. I love cheese as well. I just didn't have any good, Parmigiano Reggiano to eat.
Yeah, it just looks kind of silly just sitting there on a Kraft single square.
Yeah, I do have a couple of slices left of Munster cheese, but that would have still been, better than a Kraft single slice, but
True.
Not as good as a block of Parmigiano Reggiano.
No. There's very few things better than a block of Parmigiano Reggiano, except Parmesan. Except for Pecorino. Well, I just lost the rest of that.
Very true. Very, very true. Very true.
Pecorino Romano. That was like, what's the second half of that?
Pecorino Romano and Parmigiano Reggiano.
Anyway.
At any rate. There we go. Okay.
So,
that's better.
John?
Yes.
I want to wish you a happy National Disc Jockey Day.
Yes, I want to wish you a happy National Disc Jockey Day right back at you.
From old disc jockeys, from back in the day when disc jockey actually meant spitting in the
We actually played vinyl records on, with the stylus and the whole nine.
Well, even then, but not the because even the vinyl, turntables and a microphone thingy, that became like that's what we had in the studios, 2 turntables and we actually had 2 microphones. But then it became that was rap. And I remember one guy I went to college with. He was going to get married. He wanted me to disc jockey a show, like his reception. I'm like, I'm not that kind of disc jockey. I was a radio disc jockey, not a show up at some place.
You weren't an MC. You were somebody that's going to be on radio and chat about the song you were playing between tracks. But
which is really boring at a reception. You don't want your disc jockey doing.
You don't want that. You really don't want that.
Hey, no, from the 74 out.
This one goes back to 1973, and this one.
Oh, we have a long distance shout out. Long distance dedication. That's what it was, Casey.
A couple others. Happy Penguin Awareness Day.
Are you aware there are penguins?
I am aware. Are you?
Then I've done my job.
Then we've done our job. There you go. So.
Everybody out there, there's these things called penguins.
And if you want to go out and see a penguin, you should take a walk outside.
Yeah, today's not the best day.
No, it's not.
Actually, it's probably the best day to see a penguin.
That's for sure around here, anyway. Yeah,
because I don't know, that's a long walk from the South Pole.
Exactly. So
long waddle from the South.
Happy Pole. Take a waddle outside. Happy take a walk outside. Right. Exactly. The last day we'll save till a little later in the show.
Yes, we'll bring that up, and anybody who watches the show knows full well that means it's going to be the topic of
top 3. Right? Exactly.
But that's how that works.
That's how it works. But I'm thirsty. Are you?
I am. Well, after some of this stuff.
After cutting your cheese?
I didn't cut the cheese. I just nibbled the cheese.
Just nibbled on it. Right there you go.
I just nibbled on the cheese.
Let's bring our guest on right now, and then we'll get drinking and get started. Here we go. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Pat Reid from Victory Brewing. Welcome, Pat. How are you?
Hey, Pat. Oh, lovely. How are you guys?
Oh, you're great.
Thirsty.
Great.
That cheese looked pretty good. I almost ran and grabbed the only cheese we got over here is like string cheese right now. So I must want to
one in Rome, Hey,
Jealous.
never mind. See what I did there?
I
I don't think they have string cheese in Rome.
No, they'd be like, "What is this? Get out of here!"
No way.
Yeah. So, how are you on this fine evening, sir?
Lovely. I like the penguin talk there. It's definitely cold.
That's for sure.
Done with all this winter stuff.
Yeah, I know it just started like a month ago. But
it just started. We got a lot more coming.
Yeah.
Next week's going to be colder. So
we're supposed to be getting a big storm this coming weekend.
10, 12 inches. Yeah, exactly.
Something along those lines. So buckle up, folks.
Yeah.
It's coming on Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, which means Monday. Well, I usually go into the office on Monday, but my boss will be in Italy, so
there you go.
That sounds like a stay-at-home Monday.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be a stay-at-home Monday. I'd rather be in Italy, though.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to work from home. These days. Yeah.
I can do my job from home.
I can do some things from home, but not.
I can do anything better than you.
Maybe depends on what it is. But anyway, look, before we get started, I'm thirsty. Pat, what are you drinking?
I have snapped into a Victory Headwaters.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys remember this beer. It's been a while. It's been a lot of years since we've released it, and we just brought it back in the spring for the first time in a lot of years. So I'm excited. It's always been one of my favorite beers we've ever made. We've actually kind of done a little bit of a run of some beers we haven't released in a long time recently. I got that. That's kind of what I got lined up. I don't know. Do we reveal our next? Is it jumping getting too far ahead of ourselves if I'm showing the next beer I'm going to drink?
I mean, if there's a reason that you want to bring it up now, sure. If not, then save it for.
Maybe I'll save it. That's a little teaser. The next beer I'm going to pop is another beer that we haven't released in a long time that we released recently. But Headwaters has always been one of my favorites. I'm excited it's back. I think it's tasting pretty fantastic. So I'm pretty pumped about it.
So
what are you guys popping?
I'm like the only one without Victory swag, and the only one not drinking a Victory beer right now.
Well, you have two victories. You're just not drinking.
You had to blow it. You had to blow it.
I didn't say what they were.
No. You just screwed the whole thing.
All right, fine. You just
screwed the whole thing. You're back. Edit that out. We'll edit that out.
We'll fix it.
Get that in post.
Yeah, we'll get that in post. But what I did is because I want to start off light as well. I've got Pebble table beer from Fox Farm.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have a Victory, but I'm not suffering.
Yeah, awesome.
These guys do some great stuff. So we're going to start off there.
Great. I love that stuff. Have you been up to their spot?
I was up there twice. The first time I was there was during COVID, when you can only drive to the door, pop your trunk, they put the beer in, close your trunk, knock on the window, wave at you, and you went bye-bye. So I never got to go in, but we went up. It was the last fall, I think Carrie and I went up. And,
I believe it was the fall, yeah.
Oh, it's such a neat spot.
Yeah.
Such a neat spot. Such great beer. Got a bunch of large format bottles over there.
Nice.
That's the good stuff.
There you go. I'm starting out with, I went light as well. Started out with, not either of you didn't. But I'm starting with a Victory. Prima Pils.
Nice.
There you go.
I was telling John, Prima Pils has got a very special place in my heart. A good friend of mine who's since passed, I brought him into the craft beer world. He used to actually call me Sensei. And he caught on so quick, I called him Senpai. But we were at a Houston's, and he orders an Asahi. And so I ordered a Prima Pils. He goes, "What are you drinking?" So I told him what I was drinking. I gave him a taste of it. He goes, "Here I am thinking I'm badass because I'm drinking a fancy ass Asahi, and you pull out what do you call this stuff? Micro beer?" I said, "Well, we call it craft beer now." And he's like, "I need more of this." So he came very willingly into the craft beer world after tasting Prima Pils.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. That's the beer that's kind of, I always say it's like my desert island beer. It's getting an updated package again this year, and it's like looks kind of throws back to earlier packages. It looks really sharp.
I did see that online today. That definitely looks cool. The new packaging. So
Yeah, it's kind of an homage. What do you got there? Oh, nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Gentlemen.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks
Oh,
for
thanks
coming
for coming on. Yeah, I think Prima Pils was probably one of the biggest gateway beers in southern Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania. You get people off of Stroh's and maybe step away from Yingling for a minute.
Back in the day too, because we'll get more into this further into the show. But you're in 31 states now.
I don't know exactly. I think it's in that. I always thought it was like 30, but
that's what I read today on
this neighborhood.
31.
Yeah,
in that 30-ish neighborhood. But yeah, you know what? It's only been. I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. First things first. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
First things first.
The first time we have any guest on the show, the first time they're on the show, we always ask them the same question, and that is, what was the first craft beer you ever had, to the best of your recollection?
So I grew up in Canada, actually, in Western Canada. I grew up
Saskatchewan, right?
Drinking age where I grew up was 19, and then the next province over was 18. So when we were all 18, we all had fake IDs. When we were 17, we all had fake IDs that said we were 18, 19. Let's edit that out of post too.
Statutes of limitations are you're good.
We've incriminated ourselves many times on this show.
Good.
And no one listens anyway, Pat. So,
so I grew up drinking like Molson Canadian and Labatt, and Kokanee was a brand out in Western Canada. All lagers, all like pilsners and stuff, but those were all like large, production breweries. And I always, even at a young age, like going out to high school parties and right after graduating, I was always gravitating to more interesting things. Even within that macro universe, I wasn't drinking the same things as everybody else. But I remember when I first found Sierra Pale Ale, and that was the first beer that, outside of just drinking lagers, just literally just everything we had was lagers. The red ales were a really popular thing back then, and certainly in Canada. But so I had some Rickard's Red and that kind of thing. But I would say the first American craft beer that lit me up was Sierra Green for sure.
That's great.
Nice.
That's great. That's definitely a staple of a lot of people that have answered this question on the show. So
yes,
yeah, and I think part of it too was just access. Where I grew up, the alcohol sales were, dictated by the federal government in Canada, right? So there wasn't the choice. It's only now that they've opened it up to, over the last handful of years that there's a lot more choice up there. You're hamstrung by whatever the government was bringing in, right? So I think that was limited. That when I moved here, I think I was 2000. I don't even know. I was probably 22 or something, 23 when I moved here. And I remember at that point being turned on by a chef. A chef I worked with at a restaurant was really into beer. And what he turned me on to was the Chimay of the world and Duvel and, St. Bernardus and the Belgian beers, really. So, and that's what opened my eyes, honestly. Sierra was the first thing that got me away from lagers, but really opened my eyes to what kind of choice was actually out there. It was really driven by that. And then it was Samuel Smith stuff. And all those things kind of really got me into it once I had moved down here. And then it was off to the races. I had to try every, American craft brewery I could get my hands on. I remember being Rogue, Hazelnut Brown Nectar was one of the first beers.
Oh, yeah.
And just
fantastic beer. I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss that until somebody comes along and buys the intellectual property and starts brewing it again. So
you think that'll happen?
I do. Rogue was, the beer wasn't going downhill. It was still a viable brand. They just, were bad at running it. Right.
Yeah.
So I do think the IP is worth something, and obviously they're going to have to find a way to get that money paid. So
sure.
I do think somebody's going to come along and snatch up the IP, and we're going to see Rogue again.
It's funny. The last couple of weeks I've been out in the universe, and I've seen some lingering package out there, and I'm buying up whatever brown I can find, and then there's some variety packs still out there on shelves. But yeah, it's real sad, when breweries like that, especially breweries that really open people's eyes to
sure.
what quality beer was, right? It's what it is. It's sad.
I just don't know where I'm going to get my Voodoo Donut Ale anymore. I just don't.
Those pink
pink bottles
first came out. I remember there was some truck chasing going on for those when those came out.
That's for sure. That definitely was. All right. On that note, though, what do you remember the first brewery you ever visited? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be craft. Just
I think the very first brewery I visited was in Canada. 18, 19 years old. We went.
So was mine. And then
really,
yeah.
What was yours? Molson. That's pretty cool. I never actually got to see any I've never been in like a big like AB or Molson Coors or any of those like really big facilities. But the first brewery I went to was it was called Great Western. So it's a lager brewery in the city of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, where I grew up. And we would do these beer nights. So it'd be like, we had just graduated from high school, and it'd be this big party. It'd be everyone from high school would go to this place for a beer night. And it was like a toonie for a pint, or it was just cans. So it was like pulling cans right off the line. It was $2 a beer. It was like Great Western, and then they had Great Western Light. So it was just like a light lager and then like a Pilsner. And that was like the only things they were producing. But it's a big production brewery in the city I grew up in. So that's kind of my first like American craft brewery that I went to would have been kind of a trip. I think like a trip to Denver, Boulder, going to like Great Divide. We did Fort Collins because it was like a Fort Collins trip. We did Fort Collins, Great Divide, all and we did Breckenridge. Like we did like a whole Colorado trip. So like that's kind of my earliest memories of like seeking out a brewery and going out of my way for that purpose.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely not a shortage of good beer out in Denver and Boulder, Fort Collins. So.
Yeah, and that was again I was like early 20s. I think we actually went out there for a Great American Beer Fest, and then went out and did like some exploring outside of the festival itself and hit a bunch of spots.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's going way back, man.
Oh yeah, back in the day. On that note, back in the day. So you're drinking these beers out in Saskatoon. You moved to the States. By the way, when you moved to the States, you moved straight to New Jersey?
Yeah, straight to New Jersey. My mother grew up in California.
Why?
So I have dual citizenship. Yeah. Listen, I take it personally when people are like, why New Jersey? And I feel like I have to defend it because I chose to live here. Whereas like it's one thing if you were born here.
Yeah, Dave and I didn't have a choice.
We were born and bred. We had no choice.
I chose to come here. So I feel an obligation to defend the place.
That's fine, man. It works for me. I defend it too. So.
Yeah, we defend it.
But
we just don't know anybody would come here by choice.
Yeah. Well, so growing up in Midwestern Canada, and I grew up in a very nice city, like 300,000 people, like very great place to raise a family, a lot of job opportunities and stuff like that. A beautiful, like, looking city. It's a big college town, really, like the largest agricultural university in Canada is in the city I grew up in. So it's like a really nice place, but it's quiet. It's, middle of nowhere. And then I did some traveling. I ended up here and having access to New York City, having like the food, having access to just some of the best food in the country, having the beaches, the hiking in northwestern New Jersey. It just has everything to offer, right?
It really does.
He just
really
became a commercial.
I know. I think we're gonna cut this part out and use it for the Jersey Tourism Board.
Right.
Yeah. We're gonna
just bring your pocketbook because taxes.
What
is it? Tolls, taxes, and traffic.
Yeah. Tolls, taxes, and traffic are definitely the tagline.
Yeah.
These days.
I like that better than New Jersey and you. Perfect together.
Perfect together.
Yeah, right.
That was great. Let's get the guy with the worst Jersey accent ever.
Exactly.
Give him that line.
Yeah.
Perfect together.
I still, you know what though? It's still, and I've said it before on the show, and I've said it before many times before the show. Governor Kane using that dialect to say that. Go back before him to Governor Byrne when he wanted to use Bruce Springsteen's
Born to
Run as a state song.
The song about leaving the state.
Yes,
this town rips the bones from your back. It's a death trap. It's a suicide rap. We got to get out while we're young. Yes, let's make that the state song of New Jersey.
Whoa! Whoa! But really, the song is about escaping New Jersey.
Yeah. And you got to pay the toll on your way out.
Yeah, really. Yeah, exactly. You can get into New Jersey without paying a toll. You got to pay to get out.
Pay to leave.
That's priceless.
There you go.
I love it.
All right. On that note, though, so you go, you move to Jersey, you go out to Denver, you're drinking all this good beer, you're drinking the Chimay and the Duvels and the St. Bernardus of the world. You just said with the one restaurant you're in. What made you decide that this needed to be your career?
Well, it's sort of like anything, right? It was
the fashion, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. I said I wore the blazer.
Only
special occasions.
I love the logo
with the beat up Hop Devil shirt underneath.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, and this, I mean, I need an updated new logo on there, but still, it only comes out for special occasions.
No, you don't. That's classic.
Old school.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, it's old school, and it's remember where we came from. That whole thing.
Say it every day.
But yeah, I think so. I mean, I've always been interested in counterculture stuff, right? Like from music to really, whatever it is, and beer was sort of represented that thing to a certain extent, wanting to enjoy interesting drinks, interesting food, that kind of stuff. And I started working at a brew pub called Harvest Moon in New Brunswick.
Know it very well.
So at the time, I was just bartending and serving, and the head brewer, Matt McCord was his name. He had moved on to do something else. I forget. He had left, and then my good buddy, who I was really close with, was the assistant brewer. He became the head brewer, and then he put me kind of in the assistant brewer position. So I kind of was, at that time, was like all in on, learning about beer and being just generally in the scene and excited about it. And then got this opportunity to actually produce beer on a 10-barrel system. And at the time, it's like right by Rutgers University, the volume we were doing was good enough that we were brewing every day, and turning 10 barrels quite regularly. So we were able to brew and filter and, all that stuff daily. So it was fun. It got me really into it. And from that moment on, I was like, I can't imagine doing anything different. At that time, I thought I was just going to pursue being a brewer. I was going to go to school and I was going to be a brewer. At the time I had wrapped up, I was actually going to be a teacher. So I was going to school to be in education, and I realized that wasn't my path. And part of it was just doing a placement and realizing I wasn't cut out for it. And then, and then being exposed to this brewing opportunity and being like, I want to be a brewer. And then I got kind of in a place with my relationship and bought a house, and we're like, okay, it's time to get married. And then I was like, I need something that's a little bit more stable, because I was brewing the beer during the day and then I'd be bartending at night because assistant brewing job wasn't paying so much, right? So I was doing these super long days. I'd come in early, brew all day, clean tanks, do all that kind of stuff, and then I'd be bartending at night, and it was just like a lot. So at the time, Hunterdon was hiring. It was like just at that point, Hunterdon was really starting to expand and was kind of doing their first wave of hiring outside of their original crew that they had. And I got an opportunity to interview for that, and I took that job. So it went from like a brewing thing to then getting in on a distributor and being like, oh, this is awesome. This is where I want to be. And being exposed to all these different brands from the inside was just like, oh, this is it for me. I can't imagine doing anything different. And then it was from that is like, at the time, Hunterdon didn't have Victory, right? So I wasn't exposed to the Victory brand, but I was selling 6 Point and, you name it, Dogfish, Stone, right? The whole portfolio, right? So I worked for them for a little while, and that was just kind of it for me. I can't imagine doing anything else. And then I was in that scene, and then I worked for them for actually a very short period of time. I don't know if this is the right place to put this, but I was part of a kind of a mass firing out of Hunterdon for some disagreements between, I guess, what ownership wanted done and what the salespeople were not doing. So I was short-lived at Hunterdon, but then I ended up working in New York City for their, partner, whatever, their sister company, the Sheehan company in New York City called Union Beer, which was awesome because I immediately it's the same portfolio, just a craft portfolio, working in Manhattan, selling the beer there, and it was just like I was totally like, immersed in that universe and just couldn't turn back. And then that's when I got mixed up with the Victory guys, and they were, hiring somebody for North Jersey to be a rep. And I was like, oh, I'm in on that. So then from that moment on, it was, that's crazy. That's that all that I described is probably 20 years, but then it's really like the Victory portion of it that happened like 12 years ago. So which is pretty nice.
That is awesome. That's awesome.
That was way too long-winded.
No, that was perfect.
Because I drank all these beers before we got on, you know what I mean?
It's all good. It's all good. And that was definitely very concise and gave us a very good background to move forward on that. A couple of comments really quick. Brian Boak, cheers, first beer, Saranac Pale Ale, Vintage Brewery.
Cheers, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, Brian. And Tom Mulvihill, Beer Whisperer. How are you, Tom?
Hey,
he's guys, on vacation, otherwise known as recovering from carpal tunnel surgery. There you go.
Yeah, did you see the stitches?
Yep.
Yeah. We all saw the stitches.
You did. So, all right. So now you got the job at Victory about 12 years ago, right?
Yeah.
All right. And you're North Jersey at that point. You're just the North Jersey sales rep at that point. Obviously, you moved up through the company. What were some of the what was the first beer that made you fall in love with Victory?
Prima. So in New York City, when I worked so it's funny, right? Because I wasn't exposed to Victory as much when I worked for Hunterdon, because we didn't sell that brand. Victory was sold through the AB distribution network in New Jersey, so I didn't have exposure to it at that point. I had drank it just as a consumer, but I wasn't involved in selling it, so I wasn't as deeply, connected to it. But at the time, and I was drinking Hop Wallop back then, and like in the 22-ounce bottles, and
Sure.
Hop Devil, right? Like those beers were the first Victory beers I had before I started working within the beer universe. And then once I worked for Union Beer in the city, Prima was a huge focus for us. At the time, Prima was one of the most distributed craft pilsners in New York City, so it was a focus for us. So that beer was a huge kind of gateway or whatever you want to call it, right? Like just kind of really inspired me to got me into liking pilsners, lagers, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's gone already. I mean, I finished.
Nice. So that so was Prima. The first one thing I remember pretty clearly though was when we first released Dirt Wolf. That's one beer that like stands out. Like when it first came out, it was the first beer, the first commercial release that was like heavily centered around Mosaic, and it was honestly Mosaic. When we were developing that beer, the hop Mosaic was just still a number. It wasn't actually Mosaic yet. Right. It was just whatever the
HBC,
hill,
whatever
the hill number, whatever. And so that beer was like nuts. When we first released that beer, it was like we couldn't keep it in stock. I'd have like 6 different bars on the Upper East Side that wanted kegs, and I'd have to tell 4 or 5 of them they couldn't get it because it was just so little. Like as quick as we could produce it, the demand was far outweighing, and it's cool to look back at that. It's that doesn't happen as much anymore, right? So it's sort of a bygone kind of thing, to a certain extent, at least in the breweries of scale and scope. That doesn't happen so much anymore. But I remember that beer just being like people going nuts for it and just trying to keep up and not being able to. And that's kind of a cool thing when the demand far exceeds what you're able to actually produce.
Yeah.
And the hype builds. It's kind of cool to be a part of that. And that was happening right as I started working for Victory too, which was really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. I remember that when Mosaic was just crazy. And Dave will tell you, that's one thing that's a bucket list item for me. I want to name a hop.
Yeah.
Do you have a list? Do you have like a already fired up, like what you're going to call it?
I have a few. I wouldn't call it a list. I'd call it notes. It's not like a long laundry list. There's probably about 4 or 5, maybe 6 things on there I would, look at. And that depends on, anchovy was not on my list, and nobody took that from me. So
right. It's so wild. Some of the names now, they're just running out of things, right?
Running out. Yeah, exactly. But I say it tongue in cheek. It would be cool if I could do that. Let's do it together. Let's all of us, let's get a group of guys together and go out for beers and come up with a name.
You don't want to put that out on the internet to ask, listeners, because you know what happened.
No. I said we come up with.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I was afraid you were going the other way.
No, I wasn't going the other way. No.
Because otherwise you get a research vessel named Boatface.
Exactly. Exactly. Vanessa Kitty checked in. Hi, Vanessa. How are you today?
Hey, Vanessa, how you doing tonight? Probably colder up there.
I'm sure it's colder up in Connecticut. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna open my second. Anybody's having their...
What's your second?
Let's go. I'm about to kick it up a notch.
What do you got, Sean?
I've got 3 glasses and 3 different beers. So I'm gonna do a little Storm King vertical.
Nice.
Oh,
I can't get this to line up. So this is the most recent release. So this was November, December of 2025. And then I've got, I think, John, you might have all these same bottles I might have given you. And then this one was brewed in 2020. So this one, so neither of these are bottle conditioned. When the last 2 times we've brewed this beer, it's not bottle conditioned. So I'm curious how this is held up. I've had one relatively recently, but not super recent. And then this one was brewed in 2013.
That's the label I know and love.
That's 2013, and these ones were bottle conditioned. So I'm curious how this is held up. I mean, it's not corked or whatever, but this is my last bottle. I had 2 bottles. That's not true. I had a couple bottles, drank one.
There's another one.
There's one for And then my distributor down in South Jersey, Conrad, had squirreled some of these away, so they hooked me up with one so that I could have this 3-way vertical thing going on to see how it's kind of changed over the years.
Nice.
What do you got, John?
I am drinking. I know you want to. Yours after. I'll open it while you're talking about your beer. I am drinking for my second beer. A beer from came out in September, October.
Oh, nice.
Beer. Toasted ale with sea salt. I had one of these before. It's fantastic. 7.5%. I guess it's classified as an American strong ale, basically, right?
Yeah, we did the first run we did the year before when we did that beer. It was like a strong lager. I think it was like one of our brewers in our Philly tap room kind of came up with that. I don't remember exactly, but it was a strong lager the first time we did it, and then when we did it this year, I think the idea was to amp up kind of the malt character and stuff like that, and give it a little bit more body and stuff. So they made a little tweak to it, but I thought that beer was really nice.
It's
subtle, salty kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking for that. I failed at finding it, but what I found instead went a little higher in ABV than John did.
Slightly.
I'm gonna go with that.
Oh yeah.
As you were just talking about. We'll do that.
Love it.
So it's been a long time. First time I had this beer was 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah. That's wild to think about.
Yeah.
How long this beer's been out there.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
That beer, we had to do so much tweaking to our facility in order to make that beer. We don't anymore, but when we were making that beer, initially, we were still using almost exclusively whole flower hops, and so they were, those batches. It was one of the heaviest hop beers we'd ever made, and they would expect however many barrels, and the yield was coming out at half of what they expected because it was just hop mass just sucking up all that. It was comes back to that whole.
You got to squeeze the whole cone hops out. I mean, you got to.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that
Sally drippings?
Sally drippings, right? Yeah.
That's fun though.
I'm getting it this year. I don't know how.
You can
I'm going to go to Asheville this year.
You do it with this and call it dirty drippings.
Dirty drippings.
It would work.
There you go.
Right, well, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. Yes.
I've got my. Mine's got a hop cone on it.
There you go. Very nice.
Even the bottle conditioned one is lost quite a bit of its head retention. Is very. I mean, this is what
13 years old. 13 years old.
13.
So you start with you're going forward, right? Start with 13 and coming up to the recent one.
Wow. It's not that oxidized, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking forward to that one. Not that I'm not having tonight. I'll get to that for my third beer. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that's awesome. That's looks delicious. Let's put it that way. Now we're talking about Hop Devil. We're talking about Dirt Wolf. What was the beer? Was it? Am I remembering it correct? Was it Hop Ranch?
Oh, I almost had my Hop Ranch shirt on. Hop Ranch. Yeah. When Hop Ranch was developed, it was developed at the same time as Dirt Wolf.
Right.
And it was those were kind of the two that we put forward and was like, this is like our development of this new IPA we want to release. And it was like Dirt Wolf was like Chinook, Simcoe, Mosaic, Citra, and then Hop Ranch was like Mosaic, Citra, Azaka, I think was the direction. But it was like very similar in build. It was just like these different hop explorations. It was all part of this ranch series that we did. It was just exploring different hop combinations. At the time, a lot of them were unnamed. Like Azaka didn't have a name at that point. Mosaic did, and a couple others. So it was like messing around with all these different hop combinations. And Hop Ranch was awesome.
It was awesome. I remember going to you did it was a release party. You did it at Sterling Hotel. I remember going out there with you and having a beer or two. A Hop Ranch or two.
I'd love to know what year that was, man. That's like
gotta be 20. It's gotta be 20. It's got to be 2013, 2014, right? It's got to be.
Yeah. It would have been right in there. Yeah, that's crazy. The hotel, that's always been one of my favorite places in the city.
Oh, love the hotel.
I absolutely adore that. Those people there, the sweetest. And that
fantastic burgers.
Yeah. Much better than that shithole of a place up in Little Falls that used to do.
There were some good times in that little shithole. I think you brought up Muscatello on this show before.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Yeah, that we did some fun events, him and I.
And we did a Victory. We did Victory in Southern Tier, you and Rob, and we took that picture of the duking it out, right? But that was before Artisanal Brewing Ventures actually got involved. So you two were, it wasn't Victory and Southern Tier weren't in bed together yet, but we had it there.
Right. It's funny.
It's funny, right?
It is wild how that happens. And then once we did combine, me and Rob were going around doing these events. We made this beer called it was supposed to be a whole series. It kind of fizzled after one release, but just for the logistics kind of became a lot. But we did call it a tandem series. So it was right when the ABV started. It was Southern Tier and Victory. Southern Tier made a stout. I think it was like a pretty traditional, just American stout. And then we made like a light like a Helles lager or something like that. And they were specifically designed to be stacked to do like a dark and tan.
Oh, nice.
So, and we would go to these, we did a bunch of events where we would have them, we had these specific glassware made and we would have them pour float the stout on top. We did one at the Sterling Hotel. Actually, it was really cool. We did them at Cowan's up in Nutley. We did a handful of those events, and it was like Cowan's and Sterling Hotel, I think, were the only two places that actually got the beer to stack. Everywhere else, it kind of blended together. It defeated the purpose. But I think we got like 2 good pictures out of,
all of them, yeah.
10 events we did. We got 2 good pictures of the beer actually stacking.
That's great.
But that was fun to think back.
A lot of good times, a lot of good events back in the day. You know what? I mean, those were the fun days. Not that there's not fun days now, but like it's getting to be more work lately. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like work is work, right? But if you love what you're doing, it's really not work. But I just mean the industry the way it is right now.
Well, there was a day that all the beer geeks, we were always looking for something new, something different, something fun. Everybody in our generation was drinking beer. It was the good times for breweries. All they had to do was brew something. We drank it.
We drank it.
That's not the case anymore. You've got to stay in your lane per se. You do what made you the money.
Do what made you the money. You're not wrong on that. And the one thing that I can't stand, and I've said this before on the show, and I just had a conversation with somebody the other day in the store. It's about and we're talking about legacy brands. We're talking about landmark beers, legacy brands. Victory's one of them, right? For a lot of these, and I hate to say younger drinkers because it's not just the younger drinkers. It's some older ones too, right? A lot of drinkers in general, especially ones that are on Untapped. All right, they'll go through it and they'll look in and that beer's on tap, or that beer's in the fridge. Hold on, let me check Untapped. Yep, I had it already. I can't buy that one. What?
Especially if it's like
I gave it a 5, but I
had
it
a high score and you're not going to buy it again. Like
that's I need a new check-in.
You got to get your uniques.
Right.
Yeah. Got to get the uniques.
It's ridiculous. It's just asinine. I mean, for Hop Devil's an amazing beer. Dirt Wolf's an amazing beer. Storm King's an amazing beer. I'm going through all the legacy victories, but I mean other brands too. There's plenty of. I mean, and I use this as an example all the time. Long Trail, right? Long Trail's still going strong. Their main core beer is a German alt beer.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, and that's fine for me, right? Because I love alt beers, but you know, enjoy it. Like, don't forget what actually, got us here, right?
I just saw an article.
Before,
speaking of alt beer, I just saw an article that said the United States is about to get hit by a flood of German beer no one's ever heard of, and it's a good thing. And they're predicting that alt beer is going to be like the next big thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's all John. It's just all the alt beers he's drank.
It is. It's everything.
He's skewed the numbers. He's skewed the numbers.
I have.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's capped. Like
I gotta have one of these on the show soon too. Right there, you go.
Nice.
Right? It's a Doppelstick. It's a 2008.
Ooh,
I've had one, but they're always sold out when I want one.
I think the upside of alt beer is just capped a little. You know what I mean? Like how much the general public doesn't even know what that is. You know what I mean? Not to say that everything needs to be for the general public, right? But you know, you guys are going to drink it. I love a good alt beer, but I think it just, you know,
they're saying it's going to be. The thing is, because there's been other styles that have hit and become, you know, real big, like Czech lagers. Czech lagers just had a massive spike.
All Czech lagers, lagers in general, but definitely Czech lagers.
But definitely the
Czech
lagers.
More like dark lagers too, really hitting. Whether it's Czech dark lagers or just dark lagers in general. Yeah.
I just pulled this out to get it out of the way so I can pull the Storm King out. I gotta drink this soon. Dark Helmet. You talk about black lager from Downingtown Brewing in Green Bay. I actually got it at the brewery in Green Bay. So.
I cannot wait for Spaceballs 2 to come out.
Oh, seriously! I'm so excited.
That's why I'm probably going to drink that when Spaceballs 2.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
I love that. That's awesome.
But back to Victory. So many of those events back in the day at bars, tap takeovers. I mean, I miss tap takeovers. They're not. Nobody does a tap takeover. A tap takeover now is 2 taps, right?
No,
or even like, you know,
or your Cloverleaf.
Yeah, or Andy's. Do you guys ever been to Andy's Corner in Pagoda? Like
my little pretzel.
Right. George and Barb are some of my favorite people on the planet.
George and Barb are great. I love them.
Absolutely wonderful. And so I've done a handful with them. Like I did a 6-point birthday. I think last year was 6 points, 21st birthday. So I did a 20 or maybe 20. Yeah, 21st birthday. So I did like a 21st birthday party there and like wrapped up a bunch of t-shirts and presents. And that was like my giveaways was like you had to draw something. And if you know, depending on what you drew, you either got like a wrapped up present or you got a keychain or whatever.
Wait a second. Put your hand in something and pull something out, or you had to take pen and pencil and
draw something.
No, you're right. Yeah. Take something out of
because that would be a cool thing too.
That's how you draw something.
The closer your likeness to whatever you're supposed to be drawing, the better your prize.
There you go. I think.
But I think the point is,
there'll be a drawing at 8:00.
Exactly.
And everybody pen and paper.
But don't tell anybody. You don't tell anybody.
Oh, that needs to be done.
I'm doing that. Oh my God. There's a drawing. Just put a piece of paper in a pencil. Oh my God.
That's the open right there.
Writing it down, emailing myself. That's awesome.
Note to self.
That's too good. I love that. But I think I think that speaks to the bigger point is like back in the day, it used to be, hey, we're having a tap takeover. We've got a couple exclusive beers that are going to be on for this event. And then people would just come out of the woodworks and come for that thing. Now there has to be a hook to get people to come out, and people just aren't going out like they used to, right? No. But there's places like Cloverleaf and Andy's, and you know, there's a bunch of them right up and down the state that are just really great places that have built-in clientele that are engaged. That are.
I wish we were still going at 381 because that would be that was fun. But I mean, it's still like. We had fun there, but it still wasn't Cloverleaf or Andy's, right? We were Cloverleaf, Andy's are up here. 381 was on the next level down, kind of thing.
Yeah,
we still had our fun there,
Yeah, and for sure. And again, it was like when we would do those events in there, those people came for that event.
Absolutely.
You know, and that was awesome. And I just think nowadays it's like people are there, they're there because they're there and they like the place. Very few people are going out because, hey, you're doing a tap takeover. You know, so there has to be some other hook, whether, you know, it's a draw, 8 o'clock draw. Whatever
at 8 o'clock. We got to do this. We have to do this.
I love it. I think it's very good.
Well, the Prima Pill story I told at the beginning, where I brought my friend into craft beer, that actually resulted in us in going to Cloverleaf. And it was my first time stepping foot in Cloverleaf.
Yeah.
To give you an idea how long ago that was, I think my name's on the wall 5 times. So
wow.
Since that point.
Three plaques for MBAs and PhDs, and twice he wrote it. Or actually once he wrote it, once I wrote it.
And one time John wrote it in the girls' bathroom wall.
I did.
I don't know who's doing it. No, if you go to Cloverleaf and you go to the iced tea machine, you look above it, you'll see Beer Samurai on a plaque. It's
nice.
But yeah, no.
Nothing else around it, just says Beer Samurai.
I love it.
And he's gone.
And he left.
He pissed off. He got pissed off.
You pissed him off and he left.
I pissed him off. Nice. There he is. Did I piss you off?
I don't know what happened. No, I think
you didn't like. Yeah,
I think
you didn't like that last comment. So
yeah, I'm out of here.
Fuck off. Bye bye.
Was it better to be pissed off than pissed off? No.
There you go. You got something, Dave? I'm sorry.
No, I just finished.
So
really
now
worth bringing.
No, we're talking about events, right? And we're going to get back to some other things about Victory in a minute. And this is all about Victory, but
wow, I lost all
about
the company.
I have them here.
Okay,
you can get them back, I think.
No, they're gone.
Oh yeah, hold on, really quick. Let's catch up with that. Vanessa said it's 9 degrees tonight up there, right? So in Connecticut, she's not that far away, but it's definitely colder up there. And she said cheers. And Brian Boak, second beer, his last Lost Colony beer, Nag Set IPA. The supply is gone. He only lasted him what, 5 months? 5 months, right? Dave's frozen again. Yeah, I think Dave's frozen again. So.
He's faking it. He's just taking a break.
You think he is? He's done that before.
Has he really?
There's precedent. Absolutely.
It's a funny move. I like that move.
Nope, he's got
the fake really frozen. Good. Yeah. if the Zoom call gets uncomfortable, you do the fake frozen.
Yeah. We were wondering if you were fake frozen or if you were actually frozen.
No, but my favorite thing I ever did it was actually a Teams call. So at one point, this was during COVID, I had taken a screenshot of myself on a Teams call,
and then put a picture up,
and then I used it as my background. Mm-hmm. And then when the Teams call started, I wasn't on camera, and then I walked in, and just people didn't know what the hell they were looking at. It confused the fuck out of everyone.
That's really good.
That was a lot of fun. Like that. Did you get to the comments?
I did both of them. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see them now. Okay.
Yeah, we did the comments. We all went all the way through Brian's, and I said it took him a few months, but he got through his beers from. I'm really sad that this is now the end of the Lost Colony beer. Until this August, when he gets down there.
When he goes back, yeah. But it's just like it was a standard on the show for a while.
I know, yeah. He had a Lost Colony every week from August till now.
At least one.
I know. You did last week. You had a Lost Colony.
I had one last week that he gave me. Yes.
There you go. But anyway, Pat, as I was saying, the events that back in the day and all of those, Beer Fest too. Beer Fests were always fun. We've talked about it before. Some beer fests, I mean, all beer fests were great, but some were a little bit more fun than others. One that always, you and I just talked about this recently. One that is always in my mind. I always remember this was. It was an Allison event. I think it was a big brew.
Yeah.
And when it was 2 sessions, and we had those 2 hours in between sessions, so everybody got pizzas. And then I walk over by you, and you pulled out a bomber of 17% Molotov cocktail.
Hey guys, this goes great with pizza.
Needless to say, the second session was a little dicey.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out whose idea it was to introduce an indoor petting zoo to a beer festival.
Somebody had too many Molotov cocktails.
Exactly.
That does.
I felt sorry for the breweries that were near the petting zoo.
So I must have not. That must have been after I stopped participating in some of those. But they introduced a petting zoo to one of the big brews. Was it a big brew or was it a separate? Or was it a different?
No, it was the big brew in the Armory.
Oh my! They brought animals into the Armory. Whoa!
Yeah.
What year would that have been?
Oh God, I don't even remember. Do you remember, John?
No, it wasn't that long ago, but it wasn't last year by any means. But
It's got to be like about 6 years ago.
Probably just before the pandemic. Probably.
Yeah, that was probably John Boy would have been probably working that one back then for us. But
John was probably there. Yeah. John
I mean, I feel like I would have heard about the animals if he was there. You know?
Yeah.
That seems so crazy.
And now he's fiddling with his head.
Yeah, I was gonna sneak him in as a special guy. I was gonna text him and be like, "Hey, just come pop on the come over here and drink with me. Just pop on the screen."
I was gonna text him.
Sneaky guest.
I was gonna text him too. That would have been great. I was gonna text him because he's close to you, right?
He lives same town. He's a 10-minute walk, not even a 10-minute walk for me.
I don't know what's going on with Dave's camera. Why he keeps dropping and coming back on. What's going on with your camera? Why do you
It's not the camera. It's got to be the what you call it. The Wi-Fi needs to be like.
You're dropping him right back on. It's weird. But John's
I don't understand.
Actually, I in the interest of full disclosure, now that you said that about John, I actually texted Rob today, but he didn't get back to me. I was I texted him to see if he could just pop on even for 5 minutes.
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I feel so bad. I've talked to him. I talk to him every now and then. I'll text with him, right? But 2.5 years ago now, almost 3 years ago, we were down in Nashville for CBC, and he's down in Nashville, and we tried to hook up. We were down there for a week, and we tried to hook up. We couldn't. It just between his schedule and what we were doing with the conference and everything else, we just because he's outside the city and he couldn't get in, and I couldn't get out.
Yeah, that's a bummer when you're that close and you can't actually connect.
But we're literally miles away from each other.
Yeah,
constantly on text or whatever. I talked to him twice too, and I'm like, not gonna happen. This sucks.
Yeah. No, it's like when Drury came up here, I could see out my window where he was.
Right, and you couldn't see him, but you couldn't meet him. But whatchamacallit? And hold on. You're gonna have to wait a little longer, Dave.
Yeah, I
this
saw
year's
that.
trip is November 12th through 16th.
So well, at least he's waiting until after hurricane season.
There you go. That might be why he's doing it. There you go.
Yeah, maybe.
But on that note, though, Beer Fest wise, you doing John's last hurrah this year?
Yeah, that's the plan. It is it's one of those things. So last year we didn't participate.
Right. We didn't either. We didn't go down.
The first year, so 10 years I participated. In the last decade, I worked that event with him for the last decade, and this last year was the first year we didn't participate at all. And it was like I was away, and I don't have a team like I used to have, right? So it was just kind of like didn't work out. But I'm actually genuinely excited because taking a year off kind of made me all excited. John does that witchcraft down in Hamilton, like just outside.
Witchcraft is great. I love witchcraft. Witchcraft
is awesome. That's become kind of my favorite event in the state, just because of, again, it's got that extra.
That event right there.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
Right that was on Bader Field. That was like 4 years ago. I think.
Wow. Yeah, I think that event, like AC Beer Fest, obviously has been this massive, huge production, right? And and I think when he went outside, I mean, he was forced to go outside because of COVID, right? And I think what COVID did to,
I need that hat, by the way.
The industry. So that hat was that hat got beat up at that event. I still have
there's a hole in that.
Yeah, that hat took a beating.
That was the windy day, right? That was the freezing cold day.
There was 60-mile-an-hour winds. There was around us. We staked our tent and we put them all the way down at the end of the night. We came back the next morning for the second day of the festival. Garrett from Firestone had lost his tent.
Garrett did.
There was I think there was like 7 or 8 breweries that lost tents, multiple tents. Some of them they blew into the lagoon because they didn't stake them down and put them down at the end of the night. So a bunch of people lost tents, lost equipment, lost all kinds of stuff.
Dave was wearing a cowboy hat cowboy hat at that event too.
Mine was
Same
in
day.
better shape.
Same day, right?
Yeah, yours.
Same
That's
day.
a much better. My hat was I bought that hat on our honeymoon, my wife and I's honeymoon in Kauai, just to keep the sun off this pink fella, and then the hat was silly, and so I just sewed a victory patch on it. It became my festival
Awesome.
hat.
I love it.
Nice.
Great.
I still have that. I'll whip it out. Maybe I'll bring it to AC Beer Fest.
You got to bring it to AC Beer Fest. Yeah, I gotta pull out some vintage stuff. I didn't go to 2 in his entire run. I missed 2.
Wow.
I missed 2 AC Beer Fest. The first one back after the pandemic, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So 2021, and last year I didn't go last year.
Crazy.
But I've been to every, and worked all but one of them. So
Wow.
it was great. So fun.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I mean, it's one of those things, like, we've scaled back how many festivals we're doing. I mean, the challenge is, it's like you said with the events too, right? Where there's people aren't, the excitement's not the same. There's not.
It's not what it was. It's not what it was.
There's still a couple good ones where you get good turnout, and it's,
look,
great engagement. But
John's is unique, and I don't mean to turn this into an AC Beer Fest show, but and we'll have John on before the show, before his last one. But whatchamacallit, again, John's is unique because it's AC Beer and Music Festival, right? So there's bands too. That year that we were talking about, those pictures we just saw, that freezing cold day, the Dropkick Murphys were there, right? And the day after, the second day, 311 was there.
Right.
Yep.
What beer fest is having bands at the level of Dropkick Murphys and 311? I mean, it's not like, they're not A-list bands, but they're B+ list bands, right? And that doesn't happen. So John's events are unique, but even they have run their courses. I think it's more about the industry than the events, right? It certainly is. And for the most part, and I'm not including John's in this, and there's a number of other ones. I won't say even Allison's or whatever. There's a number of events that don't really cater to the craft beer. Not, I don't say the craft beer purist, but the drinker that's wants to taste those amazing things. There's a lot of beer fests
like the old Extreme Beer Fest.
They're right. They're just vehicles for breweries to get rid of some kegs. That's all they are, right?
Yeah.
And that's a shame. And that's, I think, was part of not the only thing.
And for the organizer to make money.
It's not. You're not going to get the people out, and the people you want to get out, right? And not to put anybody else down. You're going to get people that aren't necessarily craft beer drinkers and just looking to get drunk, right? And that's what beer fests had turned into, right? And it's all only good. I mean, everything in its place or whatever, but it's not. It wasn't the event original focus or point of trying to have a beer fest, trying to get beers in front of people and say, "Oh, this is really good. I haven't had this before," or "This brewery, I'd never heard about that." So, it's not what it was. So, the fact that beer fests are on the decline, it's taken its natural course. I feel bad that AC Beer Fest is done, but John's not done. It's going to be reimagined. There'll be other things. He said it too. He's not done with beer. He's just done with the AC Beer Music Festival.
Yeah, like anything runs its course, right? And like you said, it's he puts so much into that event, and we all do, right? That when we work there, it's like that it is just kind of like when you continue to do that every year, and the people, like the actual ticket sales go down, the engagement goes down, the support on our end because there isn't the same return anymore, right? All these dynamics at play. The event just becomes less enjoyable for everybody involved, right? So I think taking a break isn't the worst thing in the world, right? It's just it's run its course in the capacity that it exists in, and then it can go away and come back in a different facet and then re-energize, right? Yeah. I think that's why Witchcraft has grown every year and has been so successful, is because it's got a different hook to it. It's different, it's unique, which Atlantic City Beer and Music Festival was and is, but it's kind of run its course, right? And I imagine Witchcraft will run its course just like anything.
At some point, right? Witchcraft is fantastic. I love if you've never been to Witchcraft, anybody listening out there, go look at it. It's in October. It's usually the second or third, usually the second weekend in October every year. It's down in Hamilton, in Atlantic County in New Jersey. Take a look for its Witchcraft. It's a brews and spirits, right?
Yeah,
it's a thing of brews and spirits, right? Anytime we went down there, we weren't Coastal Brew Works, and we were Coastal Boom Works.
Oh, clever.
It's like some of the breweries go all out. Like Ship Bottom had this killer like deliverance setup. At their literally it was, and they didn't break character. It was awesome. Like it was so fun.
Well, wait a second. Which one of them was Ned Beatty?
It was dude. It was all right.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
When they were in character, it was hard to be around them because they were just not breaking. But
and everybody's in costume, and it's great. And most everybody, we were all in costume too. But most everybody's in costume. But I think the best was probably 4 years ago. Brian O'Halloran showed up at it, and I'll give you 3 guesses what Brian O'Halloran came dressed as. Dante.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he pulled out his Dante uniform from Clark's.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I mean, I thought it was going to be like actually like not the obvious.
It was the obvious one.
Yeah. That's fun.
So, but no, yeah. I think the best for the brewers, right? For the breweries, the best part of Witchcraft is after as fun as the beer fest is. It's Friday night, Saturday night, so it's 7 to 11 at night in the woods in the Pine Barrens, right? It's so, but everybody leaves and then everybody camps. So you're there all night and you're just sitting there. You build a couple of fires and you're sitting and having a cigar and drinking beers. And I mean, the last time we were there, we were up until freaking drinking beer until like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and then you're trying to sleep, and there's the tents getting shaken. I mean, all the brewers are sleeping in, but then it's like all the other people are getting up and doing their stuff, and it's like
what is cool though when you do get up, all the food trucks, they're making breakfast for the brewers. Like they're not they have stuff there to make breakfast for everybody that camped, right? So that's the cool part about it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So anyway, but all right, back to Victory. And before we get back to Victory, are we ready for a third?
I got my third, fourth, and fifth all going on at the same time.
At the same time, all right, Dave. You
I think so. Well, let me see what you're drinking.
The pretzel beer. The pretzel beer is amazing.
Okay.
No, you can't change. You have to drink what you're going to drink for you.
No. Let me see what you're drinking.
All right. So
I got something set aside here, but
now I am. Now Pat did show the 2013 bottle conditioned Storm King. I'm not having that tonight. I will have that. Soon. But I am drinking the 2020 one that he's one of the 3 that he's drinking. I think. So.
Well, I'm coming up to you.
Nice.
Oh, you're drinking the new one. There you go.
I think the new one.
I only have the new one.
Again, I think I just always, as much as I have so many old bottles of beer sitting around, and every time I drink one, I tend to be like, I wish I would have just drank this fresh. It's, and I'm talking Worldwides and old monsters from Brooklyn and old, Bigfoots and stuff. And it's like almost all those beers, when I drink them all oxidized and stuff, I tend to just be like, I wish I would have just enjoyed this fresh. And I think I know it's a me thing because I know that, people can really appreciate aged beer. But I just, in general, I tend to just think the fresher, the better.
I'm with you, with the exception of Worldwide. Worldwide to me needs.
I guess that beer is almost undrinkable.
Needs about a decade.
I'll give you 3 beers off the top of my head, and there are definitely several others, but I'll give you 3 beers off the top of my head that definitely need some aging, and that's Worldwide. Dave's right on that one. 120. All right, and to our friends at Trogs, Mad Elf needs at least a year.
Yeah. This year's though was more drinkable.
This year's was more drinkable. It was. And on that note, Tommy's going to be on the show next week. So we're having.
I love Tommy Trogs.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a nice glass. That's great.
Yeah.
I love this glass.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest things.
Yeah, Tommy will be on the show next week, so we'll be drinking Nugget Nectar and a few things next week on the show from Trogs.
Well, here, cheers to Tommy. I've got a Nugget Nectar queued up.
There you go.
I got to find you some for the show.
Oh man, I feel like
I know where you can get some, Dave.
I've heard. I've seen pictures.
Right. It is. I feel like I mean I don't know if it's just because like it's the freshest I've had it in a long time, but I feel like it is tasting so exceptional this year. Whatever. I mean, it could be it's this year, last year, whatever, right? I mean,
right.
But I think, and again, it could just be that I got it super, super fresh, but it's tasting so good.
Now,
Pat, hold on. I'm gonna talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna enjoy this.
I've got a request from Victory. Now that this has come back out, Dark Thunder. Can we get Dark Thunder re-released?
Or are you thinking Baltic Thunder?
No, Dark Thunder.
Which one was Dark Thunder? Dark Thunder was
that was the coconut coffee one.
Oh yeah.
And one of my two favorite adjuncts, John.
Coconut
in that order, coconut and coffee.
Yeah. But I almost did have this tonight, but I decided to go with the 2021 or 2020 Storm King. I almost had the Dark Intrigue.
I've got one of those left too. Yeah.
But Dark Thunder, I think was my favorite
Dark Thunder
beer ever.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna get your wish in the Q4 this year. I think we're doing a riff on that. Might not be exactly the same recipe, but a very similar riff.
As long as it's coconut coffee in a roasty ass stout, I'll be happy.
Well,
that's what I love about Storm King. It's you've got. So often we get these stouts, the lactose stouts aside, but these stouts that are like milk stouts or the sweeter stouts, adjunct, where it's just, okay, they're good. I like them. I really do like them. Or where Maris Otter has really taken the center stage and you get that cherry Twizzler kind of flavor to it. I like the ones where the black patent is really kicking in.
Oh, yeah.
And just punching you square in the face with no apologies. And this Yeti and
Yeti. I miss Yeti.
And
Great Divide. I miss Great Divide, man.
I miss Great Divide too. I mean,
I still have one of those.
My two favorite Great Divides were Yeti and Hibernation.
Hibernation was so good.
So good.
But also
what was the Scotch ale? Hercules was awesome too.
That was really, really good. It's probably number 3 for me at that point.
Yeah.
But in those roasty stouts, Spider Bites, Boris the Spider is right in that vein. If you ever get a chance.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't had that
from Spider Bite,
yeah.
Actually, no, I don't think I've ever had that from Spider Bite.
It's just as roasty as your beer and Yeti.
Nice.
So good. Love these kind of stouts.
So talking about older beers that might be making a comeback, any chance this will ever make a reappearance?
So Old Horizontal.
In its original form, just as like a straightforward barley wine, probably not, to be honest. We did that oak. Yeah, wait here. I got one right here.
Yeah, I know. I wish I was working today.
So what's fun about this, we did Oak Horizontal years ago. And it was just a, old horizontal aged in, I think it was like Heaven Hill barrels. I think the last time we did it, something along those lines. This is fun because it's aged in Southern Tier. So Southern Tier has a distillery, and we just got to a point where we finally have some like age statement stuff. We got 8-year. We just hit 10 years, so we have some 10-year-old bourbon finally. Awesome. So this got aged. This was aged in Southern Tier barrels for this batch, which is really cool. And again, it's 12%. It's old horizontal, amped up and aged in these barrels, and it's like frighteningly drinkable at 12%.
So whenever you are nearby Westfield, but
yeah, I do. I squirreled away a can for you. I'll drop one off. I was hoping to get it to you before today, but that's It's a tough drink on a Tuesday evening.
It is a tough drink on a Tuesday, and I'm getting up at 6 a.m. So yeah, that's difficult. But on that note, though, whatchamacallit? Oh shit, I just lost where I was going with that.
I can't help you there.
Yeah. No.
It's rattling around.
It's rattling. It's getting there. I'm getting there. Hold on.
Jess is the external hard drive.
She is.
Yeah,
that's for sure. No, I
stammer. No.
Okay, it'll come back to me.
Well, then why don't you read the comment? You got it?
No, I thought I did. I don't, but I'll read the comment. You're good on that. Whatchamacallit? Brian Boak did say he's thinking of going to AC Beer Fest this year. Brian, go.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Brian used to be one of the staples at AC Beer Fest when Boak's was
back in.
Yeah, I remember Brian. I bumped into Brian over the years.
Yeah. It's easy to do because he staggers a lot, so it's easy to bump into.
Well,
no, but the
we
last
all
year,
are.
It could have been my fault. Yeah.
The last year he did it was right before he closed, was 2016, and he had a double booth and he had a ton of kegs. And he had like a sitting area that you could sit around. It was really cool. So yeah, Brian, you definitely need to go. And then he also said his third beer is his Belgian Saison. There you go.
Nice.
We also have a comment from Mr. Al Gattulo. What's up, gents? Cheers to you three. Pat, we need to meet up at Paragon one of these days for lunch and catch up. Not without me, Al. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll invite you. We'll invite you. I love bumping in. Al's one of the greatest. I love bumping into him at Paragon. It's like it just happens to be where I always seem to bump into him.
Sure.
That's where he's always there.
Well, that could be part of it. I'm also there a good bit myself, but
yeah. But he's it was just on the show a few weeks ago. We did our Big Beer Fest, our Big Beer Show.
Yes.
The last 3 weeks ago,
and I survived it.
You did.
Unlike the year prior.
Unlike last year, yes, you did. There you go. And hold on, we got another comment from down in Tennessee. What's up, boys? Greetings from Nashville, Mr. Wisner. How are you, Chris?
Cheers, buddy.
Oh, Chris,
Hot Rod, Chris.
That's Chris from Hot Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Chris.
Oh man, that's awesome. I haven't seen him in forever.
There you go. Nice. And Al said, for research reasons, at Paragon.
Al does so much research. He should have a PhD by now. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he getting some sort of a research stipend from the government to be able to do that kind of research?
Perhaps.
Gotta love it.
It's a secret program.
I love it. I still haven't figured out where I was going. So if it comes back to me, it comes back to me.
Was it tied to hold horizontal?
I was. I just don't remember where the hell I was going with it. Oak horizontal. We're talking about Southern Tier and
Heaven Hill barrels.
See,
maybe it was one of those where it was not one of the Heaven Hill barrels that got sent to Belgium.
No, it wasn't that. I don't know. If it comes back to me, it'll come back to me. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But
I brought John back a big stout with maple in it that from Belgium, brewed in Belgium. That was aged in Heaven Hill barrels.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
His favorite adjunct's maple. So
yeah, and speaking of Belgian beers that were brought into the country by importers, not by Samurai, but importers. Somebody gave me this beer.
I've seen that beer. I've had that beer. Mm-hmm. I've loved that beer.
Black Albert. There you go.
And actually, Matt, I could have picked one up yesterday when I was at Cable.
There you go.
Cable had a sizable stock of them. Pat, have you ever been to Cable Beverages up by
Cable Beverages just north of Nanuet?
Yeah. Not in a long time though. I used to, when I would work like that part of the state, I would sneak in and I would go to Ambulance.
Ambulance Brew House.
Brew House. Yeah, I would go to Ambulance and they usually would have some they'd get Hill Farmstead every now and then and stuff like
they
that.
almost always had a Speedway style.
Ambulance was great. I loved Ambulance. That was fantastic. But the food was really tasty too.
Yeah, they had good food. So I would do that. What was the is it Cable Beverage was the one that was like a graveyard? Like you had to
Oh yeah.
It's Cable. Yeah, I used to do that. That would be my little Ambulance and then Cable. and then shoot back in and
You'd have
spot.
to you'd have to spend at least an hour at Cable going through.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Well, the thing is, what's interesting is Cable hasn't changed all that much.
Brian Bowe grew up at Cable Beverage.
Going to. But what they've done, the only thing that has changed is the shelving has just turned 90 degrees.
Oh. But they didn't take anything off of it. It's still all the.
No, I think they just like, okay, push. No. That dropped. Okay. Just leave it.
I remember what I was going to say.
Mark it down.
I remember what I was going to say.
I'm going to put that on my list over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to make a little poke in there because it's been so long, but that used to be a regular, because there was so much stuff that was being distributed in New York that I couldn't get in Jersey.
What was the other place? All right. Like, so Ambulance was down from 59 in Nanuet, right? It was on the secondary road or whatever.
The keg place, right?
Oh yeah, they had like a
Growler and Gill.
The Growler place. Yep.
Growler and Gill.
And they would have a beer festival every day.
They did
every year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in their parking lot. It was someplace else. I think they started in their parking lot.
They did
to move it because they outgrew the parking lot real quickly.
Well, we always anytime we had a festival at Defiant back in the day,
we
always wound up at either at Ambulance or at Growler and Gill, one or the other.
Somewhere I still have my Growler and Gill punch card.
There you go. I remember what I was going to say. If it wasn't, and I don't have another bottle for visual purposes, but if it wasn't for Old Horizontal, okay, we would not have Blithering Idiot.
We would not.
A Weyerbacher Blithering Idiot?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Dave.
Because I've told this story on the show many times, because it was told to me but when I was on my first tour at Weyerbacher. And they said that they brought Pete Weyerbacher. Pete,
yeah.
Pete. They brought him to Victory because, as the rep put it, and he put it so great, because at the time we were making a blonde, we were making an amber, we're doing an IPA, we're doing a brown, we're doing a stout. We wanted something new. We wanted to freshen the lineup.
East Brown and down, right? That was East Brown and down.
Oh yeah, that was actually good brown. But so they went to Victory, and Pete starts drinking Old Horizontal, and drinking Old Horizontal, and drinking Old Horizontal. Now Pete had driven, so they took his keys away. They made him ride in the back of the car, and the whole ride home, he's going, "We gotta make one of those." And he just wouldn't shut up. He turned into a friggin' blithering idiot. And so they decided, we're going to do a barley wine, but we're calling it Blithering Idiot.
Love it.
And the original face of the Fool was they said that was Pete's face in the back of that car.
That's nuts. I'd love to know how many old hoes he had that night. You know,
before or after.
Years we're talking about. Years.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
we're not even going to tell you what the black and tan is with Old Ho and Storm King. We're not going to say that right now.
Oh, that's actually that one wasn't on my radar, but we have a lot of the Storm King. I mean, some of them are just Storm King and Hop Devil. We called a Silverback.
Oh, okay.
You mix those two. It's actually quite fantastic.
Storm King and Hop Devil, Silverback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. I'm getting that wrong. No, sorry, that's a Dark Devil. Storm King and Hop Devil is a Dark Devil.
That makes more sense.
Golden Monkey, right? The gorilla monkey. Yeah. That makes more sense, right?
That makes a lot more sense.
Storm King is the Silverback.
Silverback. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So people mixing it's like half and half. But the Dark Devil's awesome, and that was like we would do that as like a Halloween promo every once in a while. We would try to get places to put on Storm King and Hop Devil and blend them as like a Dark Devil. And at the tap rooms, they always do that. The people working at tap rooms would get bored of drinking the same beer, so they would always come up with these like concoctions, like they'd mix all these different beers together and come up with the clever names for them.
Sure.
Yeah, there was
I think Matt's talked about before the fact that when he was in college in Rutgers, they went to he had Hop Devil and at bars in New Brunswick, and they did black and tans with Hop Devil and Guinness.
Yeah.
Well, at Cloverleaf, there used to be a bartender there, Mark Cherengal. And if I was there at the bar, him and I would look at the taps, go, okay, what do we want to blend?
He did it with me too. He did it. Yeah.
The best one we came up with, and I was upset with him because he hadn't done it yet. They had a founders tap takeover, and they had what was it? They had cerise on, and they had
Cerise
and breakfast out, I believe.
They had cerise, Allagash.
No, founders cerise.
That's right. I'm thinking of. Oh no, yeah. Founder cerise. Yeah.
And I said, "Have you blended that yet?" He goes, "Oh shit, no." So we blended the two together, and it was like a bourbon soaked chocolate covered cherry.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
Just made a beer cocktail with Founders Rubaeus and gin and and Saint Germain, and a couple other things she put in it, and it was fantastic. She did it we had Rubaeus on, and it was on for like probably a little longer than it should have been on. She was like, let's do a beer cocktail. Let's come up with something. And she's like,
there you go.
Nice. It's fantastic. Well, I think we kicked the keg that night because of a beer cocktail. Or we drank half of them, but that's
that's fun.
So, in fact, Rob that night was doing a Southern Tier thing, and Garrett from Firestone Walker showed up, and Garrett says, "Give me anything," thinking that Rob was offering a beer. Right. And Garrett says, "Get me anything." So Rob looked at Jess and said, "Make him one of those beer cocktails."
Nice.
I love it. That's fun, man.
That's great. So, all right. Whatchamacallit? I got a few other things that I want to talk about with what? Oh crap! We got a comment.
Yeah, this is a good one too.
It's a good one. Chris Weisner from Hot Rod. He says, driving home right now from work. When I get home, since you're talking Belgians, I think I'm going to crack open a Westie 12 that I did not get to open at Christmas time, which has been a tradition for the wife and I for a number of years now. A 2017. Wow.
Yeah.
Chris, if you crack that open, we're still on. Please let us know how it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We want to know.
And what you said, Pat had just showed me a piece of glassware he had. There it is, right there.
Westie 12, nice, very nice.
That's when they were doing the packs that came to the U.S.
Yeah, that's where that came from. It was so I worked for Union Beer at the time, and Union Beer had the rights to distribute it.
I have a similar glass, but it's a friggin' Bailey's glass.
My glass, I don't think it holds the same weight as my Westie glass.
Not at all, no. Same shape, that's about it.
Which I also don't take very good care of this. I drink cocktails out of it sometimes. I only have one coupe. It's like, and I'm mixing up cocktails, and I pour my wife's into her coupe, and I'm like, I don't have a coupe for me, so I'm using this as my coupe.
I have a few extra coupes. If you want one, I'll bring it.
I've got like 6 coupes.
Yeah. I think I have 6 or 8 coupes. I think.
But yeah, I
just found this one today, by the way, Dave. Great sale tap room, man.
Actually, my Westie 12 chalice, I just retired it. It's in a box in storage, but very, very well packed up.
In storage. There you go. All right. On that note, there's a few other things to talk about with Victory. But I think let's take a little bit for a moment and switch to our top 3. I think it's time for our top 3. Let's do that. Chris Weisner just said, hell yeah, I'll let you know, give or take 30 minutes ETA to get home. All right, let us know if we're still on. We'll
drive with the Westie waiting for him. Maybe he gets there in 25.
Maybe he gets there in 2025. Yeah. If for some reason we're not on, text me, Chris, and let me know how it was. All right. Our top 3 tonight. Well, first of all, let's go back up. All right. We did forget to talk about this day. Happy National Coffee Break Day. Happy National Coffee Break Day to those who celebrate.
Okay, I'm going to go. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go take a coffee break.
Take coffee break? That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's a little late. I won't sleep. Take a coffee break.
Our top 3 list on that note is for top 3 favorite places to get coffee. Top 3 favorite places to get coffee. Now, this can be currently, all time, out of state, whatever you want it to be, or mix and match, whatever. Pat, have at it first. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, honorable mentions, whatever you got.
Yeah, so I'll go. I'm going cheapo right out of the gate. I'm going Tim Hortons.
Okay.
Canadian.
Yeah, Timmy's.
Timmy's.
Wait, hold on. The one on the Parkway just before 132.
So I do stop there every once in a while for a little piece of, back home for me. But for a long time, there was I think 2 in the state. There was one in like the Bridgewater area where the 202 and 206 like merge at that circle.
Right under that mess.
That is a horrible piece of highway engineering right there. That is nightmare fuel.
That's welcome to Jersey.
But that Tim Hortons right there used to be every time I was working that area, I'd sneak in there and do that. And it just reminds me of home when I worked in Manhattan. When I would take the train in, there was a Tim Hortons in for a long time in Penn Station, so I would like sneak Tim Hortons in there, and it's not the same. It doesn't, it's not the same as growing up on this stuff, but
it's just the fact that it says Tim Hortons.
Yeah, it's just like a nostalgia and a taste of home for me. So that's one. And then I kind of got like a tie for second place between a local spot called Track 5.
Oh yeah.
I love Track 5. That place makes some really nice coffee, and it's like a neighborhood spot. So there's always people I know from the neighborhood in there. That's a great spot. And then anytime I'm working the shore, I'll stop at a Rook and get Rook coffee. I don't think it's the greatest coffee in the world, but there's something about it, like their branding and everything. I love it. So I'll do that when I'm working the northern shores of Jersey. I'll hit a Rook and get that. And then 3, I think we talked about this, but I'm like feel because of a Pennsylvania brewery, I'm contractually obligated to say so. And that pre-sweetened iced coffee is like, just so sweet. It's like candy in a. That's like if you need a real sweet treat, and you don't care about your teeth, that's where you go.
That's great. All right, Samurai, you're up.
I'm going to give an honorable mention to my kitchen.
Okay.
The reason being is I've got so much paraphernalia in order to make coffee. I have a Chemex. I've got a French press. I've got a mocha pot. I've got an auto drip. I've got a pour over. We even have a Keurig, which I never fucking use because I
got rid of mine.
Yeah, those things don't make coffee. I don't know what the hell they make.
Plasticky coffee flavored water.
Yeah.
And whereas the auto drip is really, that's nice and convenient when I have the time. I love using the mocha pot. That's my favorite thing. So I got honorable mention, my kitchen and all those devices. My number 3, the place where when I go into the city where I typically stop to get my coffee because it's right on the ground floor of my building, and that's Italy. Italy has a Lavazza, and what I like is like, if I'm feeling that I want a cappuccino, I can get a cappuccino. If I want a macchiato, I can get a macchiato. But more than I'm like, can I just get a coffee? I just want a fucking coffee. Just put a little cream in there, put a little sugar, and then I go. And I get the cornetto. I got to get the cornetto with a coffee. So that's my. Was that my?
That was number 3.
Number 3. My number 2.
Hold on. I typed Italy and autocorrect changed it to Italy.
No,
I know it is, but my computer doesn't.
But my number 2 is Rook, because there's times when I get down to Morris County, and I spent a lot of time when I was a kid, growing up, and even in my 20s in Morris County. Grew up in Jackson, but even for down there, and I don't really need a coffee, I'm still stopping at Rook and getting a coffee. And my car has always had that Rook sticker on the back of it, and It's ridiculous how when I'm outside of the state, how excited I get when I see a Rook sticker. It's like, it's Rook.
Yeah,
that is. You need to put a Rook sticker on the back of your car and drive to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and here he goes.
He's going to get a coffee.
He's going to get a coffee.
He's firing up the Chemex right now.
Apparently, they didn't like that.
I got I took my coffee break. But what were you saying, John?
I was saying you got to put a Rook sticker on the back of your car and drive to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and go by New Belgium. Hold on.
Not New Albion.
Not New Albion. No New Amsterdam. Not New Belgium.
Michigan.
Bells. Michigan. No, not Bells.
No, this is pissing me off now.
New Holland.
I don't know what's going on.
New Holland.
New Holland. I've heard of them.
You ever read The Poet?
Mm-hmm.
It's an oatmeal stout. It's their oatmeal
Good
stout,
beer.
and it's got it's
Rook.
very similar logo to Rook.
It's a Raven though, because it's named after
It's
Poe.
a Raven, yeah. So there you go.
So that's my number. That was my number 2.
That was your number 2, yeah.
And my number okay. My number 1, I'm going to dig really deep on this. I told John about this, but it was a one-time thing, but it was just such a freaking cool experience. I was in Italy, not Italy. And I gone to Italy to visit because my son was stationed at Aviano at the time, and picked him up, and we're driving up into the Dolomites, or as the Italians call the Dolomiti. And we're on this winding road that goes up into the mountains. Bunch of switchbacks.
He froze again. Switchback is not also just in Italy. It's also in Burlington, Vermont. Switchback is a brewery. I'm kidding. He's gone, and then he's back. There he goes. All right.
I can't explain. I think it was John doing this. Cast a spell on it. It was
eat up all the bandwidth, and that was it.
Yeah, that was it. That's what it was.
Hurry up before you go off.
Yeah, so very quickly, we go to this with a bunch of switchbacks, and we go to this one stop, and just like in Italy, and every time there's a switchback, there's always some sort of. A lot of the switchbacks up in the mountains or down the mountains, whichever direction you're going, there's usually a cafe or some places stop. Sometimes it's just cool your damn brakes off. But you got your pizzerias, you got the coffee shops, and we stopped in to get coffee. In Italy, when you go to get coffee, you order coffee, they put it right in front of you. You stand right where you order, and you drink it right there. So that was kind of cool, but it was just a beautiful setting. There was like a bunch of Germans in there on their BMW motorcycles, and their full leathers with the pads and all of that. And I think they were doing sprockets and all kinds of stuff. Sprockets. Oh no, I just said it like Sean Connery. Sprockets. Not the German. But it was just really kind of cool to be doing what the Italians do, having the coffee, getting a cornetto with the coffee, and then there's just this bright blue lake out the back window. And then the mountains behind it. It is one of my favorite coffee moments ever.
Is there a name to the place?
I have no fucking clue. Put it the No Fucking Clue Cafe in Italy.
No fucking clue.
There you go.
Cafe in Italy.
I'm not even certain it had a name, John. Places like that.
That actually kind of makes it more romantic if it doesn't have
it. Does.
Exactly.
100% does.
You could
brings it from here to here. There you go.
And it's even better. It's like when you go down that road the next day, it's not even there.
It's not there anymore.
Ooh, yeah.
The whole building's gone.
Where was I?
Where was I yesterday? Oh my God.
I swear to God, I left it right here.
There you go. All right. So I have 2 honorable mentions and then my top 3. My two honorable mentions are places that we go to every time. These are vacation spots, if you will, that we go to often. All right. And whenever we go, we have coffee at these places. And
one would assume that's what you're talking about.
And right, exactly. And my top 3 are current. Like my current 3 places to get coffee that I love the most. All right. So my honorable mentions. Number 1, Cove Side Coffee in Portland, Maine. It's near the Back Cove, maybe about 3-4 blocks, 5 blocks away from the Back Cove. If you know Portland, where the Back Cove is, west of the Back Cove, but it's still in Portland. Fantastic coffee. Love their coffee. And my other honorable mention, and there's no one over the other. All right. It's in Boston. We go to Boston a little bit more often than we go to Portland, Maine. But in Boston, it's Pavement. And there's a few locations of Pavement, okay. But their French press and their pour overs are fantastic. I love everything about Pavement. Great coffee. I do like the one on in Boston proper, if you will. I do like the one on Newberry Street. Not that I'm being pretentious or anything like that. I do like the one on Newberry Street a little bit more than the one on Boylston, because Boylston can get a little busy with there's a few colleges right there that just get packed, and that's fine. I love it. It's just that I can be in and out of there and enjoy my coffee in about the same amount of time I'm waiting for my coffee at the one in Boylston. So anyway, so those are my two honorable mentions. My top three are all in Belmar, all here in Belmar. My number three is Coffee Surf on Ocean Avenue in Belmar. It's actually it's actually inside a Pliables.
Okay.
On Ocean Avenue in Belmar. Great coffee, fantastic, and they make everything. They do have a couple of drips, ready to go, but if you order, I usually get an Americano when I go in there, but their coffee's fantastic. It's really, really tasty. My number two is also in Belmar on Main Street over here, newer to the fray, if you will, right across the street from Beach House Brewing. Actually, it's called Offshore Coffee Company. Really, really tasty, and they have some pretty tasty food in there too. And my number one is Turnstile Coffee Roasters, also in Belmar.
Yeah, you may have done a beer with them.
Might have done a beer with them. Yeah, there are coffee porter Nautical Twilight was a proprietary blend of of a couple of their coffees, and that we came up with. But their coffee, and Mike and Dave. Mike's the owner. Dave's his nephew. He's the roaster. He's an owner too. And their coffee's fantastic. And not only does he supply us with coffee for beer, he also supplies Bakes Brewing with coffee for beer as well. So they're definitely involved in beer at Turnstile, but their coffee is fantastic. Get there if you're anywhere near it. I suggest getting any one of those three. Fantastic coffee. Anyway,
can I add an honorable mention?
Go for it.
So I forgot something. If you ever get to San Antonio, just across the highway from the downtown area is where we stayed, and right in the parking lot of where we were is this place called the Quickie Picky.
Quickie Picky?
The Quickie Picky. The Quickie Picky had, not only was the coffee very good, but their breakfast burritos were to die for. And this place, they had a breakfast counter, a lunch counter. You could buy THC products in this place. They had craft beer taps, but the breakfast burritos and the coffee, I was down there every friggin' morning for coffee and breakfast.
Nice. Quickie Picky.
The Quickie Picky.
Catchy name.
Catchy name.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And so if you're ever in San Antonio, even if you're not staying in that neighborhood, and this is the neighborhood where it's what's the world famous barbecue joint in San Antonio, because it's just like 4 blocks from it.
I'm not sure.
No idea.
It's apparently not that world famous.
Local famous.
It's the place that everyone says when you go to San Antonio, if you want barbecue, this is where you go. Can't remember it right now.
I'm asking Google.
I was saying San Antonio, wasn't I?
You were saying San Antonio.
It wasn't. Not San Antonio.
So none of this was San Antonio.
No, this is all Austin. All Austin. I'm talking about Austin, not San Antonio. We didn't say in San Antonio.
Terry Black's?
No, not Terry Black's.
Franklin's?
Franklin's.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. It's just probably 4 or 5 blocks from Franklin's.
All right.
Is this the point in the show where we start talking about food and we all get real hungry?
Usually,
because that's what's happening to me.
The beer munchies.
It always happens to me, and I eat dinner after the show. Dave eats before the show, so he's screwed. So.
Yeah, but I also have a nice chunk of cheese.
You got a chunk of cheese. Feel the cheese. Yeah. All right, let's go back to Victory for a second.
It's a little late to be heading to Downingtown.
Let's get back to Victory.
Let's
go out to Downingtown. Right there, you go.
Calling out tomorrow. We're drinking Silverbacks.
We're going Silverbacks. Silverbacks for everybody.
Actually, I don't know, Pat. If you got the keys, we'll go right now.
Let's go.
Pull up the fob. Let's get in there.
Let's get in there. All beer wise this year, anything new or reimagined or coming back out? What can you tell us? I mean, you already mentioned that Prima Pils is getting packaging reimagined. And you hinted at
Dark Thunder.
Dark Thunder. What else can you tell us about this year's schedule of beer releases?
Yeah, those are some of the fun things. So this year is 30 years for Victory.
I meant to mention that before. Yeah, this is 30 years for Victory. Yeah,
1996, right? So that's pretty nuts.
God,
So a big deal. And if you think about Philadelphia, there's a shitload of cool stuff happening in Philadelphia this year between All-Star Game, 250th anniversary of the United States, right? So you got that going on. So Philadelphia is kind of hotbed for a lot going on.
Now Victory, hold that thought on that. Victory is very they're in Downingtown, right? But they're really involved in Philly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really big.
That's a good point. It's a good point, right? Like the original breweries outside of Philly, right? And mainline, but 30 minutes outside the city.
Mm-hmm.
But is associated, connected to Philadelphia in a big way.
Now to the point where like I do know this. Like there's the tap room at the Xfinity Center.
Not any longer.
Really?
Not any longer. It's gone.
So it's now. So it used to be Xfinity Live,
okay,
and we had the Victory Beer Hall in Xfinity Live. Now it's now Stateside Live.
Oh, they went that route,
and so now it's So that all that got absorbed by Stateside, which as you understand, in the way this business works, right, is it was a costly partnership, and those things come and go, right? Is the demand for that space with the World Cup coming in, with the the All-Star Game there, the cost of that stuff goes bananas.
No, I do know that because there's a lot of events that happen down there every year, and I do remember probably going back about 9 years at this point. Going back there every May in Philadelphia, there's a 10-mile run called the Broad Street 10 Miler that they do in Philly, and Victory definitely. It was 9 years ago that Victory posted. I'll put this post up. Posted on their Instagram page. This picture. There you go.
Nice.
Major props to everyone who completed the Broad Street 10 Miler Broad Street run this weekend in Philly. Victory's yours. Well done at Craft Beer John. Taste Victory. Yeah, there you go. And I remember
seeing that. Maybe you shared that with me or whatever.
I believe the first comment on this post was Pat saying, "Hey, I know that guy."
Love it. That's
catching flies as always.
Catching flies.
I've got to say something. Parmigiano Reggiano goes extremely well with this beer.
Nice.
It does very well with it.
Oh man, you're making me jealous.
There you go. But on that note, though,
I'm about to DoorDash some cheese to my house.
On that note, though, so where other than Downingtown, where can everyone find Victory? Obviously, we can find Victory in 31 states, obviously we talked about, but taproom wise, brewery wise, where can one find Victory?
Yeah, so the original brewery is in Downingtown, right? And it's very cool. There's been multiple, iterations of that space over the years, right? In 30 years, it started as a long bar and a small little thing and just expanded to now it's a beautiful wide open tap room, restaurant, a whole thing, and then we have our main production facility in Parksburg, so same general area, about another 30 miles west almost to Lancaster. So that brewery is mostly production, but we do have like a tap room, tasting room, the whole situation there, and it's real cool.
Why wouldn't you, right? Yeah. So
it's a big state-of-the-art, massive facility, and you could do like the catwalk walk up over the production facility. We have something in there called a hop sniff, which is cool. So like you walk up and you're looking down into the hop room. And back in the day when we were doing everything whole flower hop, they were coming in these massive, massive bales, and so the whole room would just be full of hops. And there's a little button, and it would vacuum suck the smell of the hops into your face. Very cool. So that's one of my favorite features of that brewery. and so but then you can just kind of go and you see the brew house, and you walk up over the production line, and you can see the keg line, the bottling line, the whole thing, and it's very, very cool just to see. It's like a production facility, and it's very well put together and really cool to see. So that you can go out and visit us there.
A quick thing about Downingtown. If you've got your Google Maps on and you're to go to the Downingtown facility and it's taking you through an area you don't think you're in the right place, you're on the right road.
Yeah,
you're absolutely 100%.
It's wild, right? It's like you're in like a neighborhood, and then all of a sudden it's just this, and it was an old Pepperidge Farm.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was like the original. I think it might have been the original Pepperidge Farm facility. Maybe not the original, but it was like a great big Pepperidge Farm facility. And then they. Well,
you should ask them. You know why you should ask them? Because Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I'm sad that I missed that. Like that. I don't.
You're probably not old enough for that particular slogan.
Damn.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, that was.
It's almost like they had a Boston accent.
Oh,
yeah, really. It was strange the way he said it.
Very weird, yeah.
I love that. Oh man. Yeah. So those are the two like kind of production facilities, and then in Philly, we have right on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, right up from City Hall, is our Philadelphia tap room. So you can go there, and what's cool that facility, it's like you can find our staples on in there, but we have a little 7-barrel system at that facility, so they're cranking out new stuff all the time. We did a beer a couple of years ago called Motel Paloma, which was like a Paloma inspired beer.
Oh, really?
So it was like it was grapefruit, salt, actually had like tequila flavor in it.
Really?
It was a super fun beer. It kind of ran its course like everything, did a couple of years and moved on from it. But one of our brewers at the time had developed this kind of cocktail inspired program, and just he came up with a couple really cool beers, and that was one of them. And then he was doing this fun stuff where he's making like these soda sours. So he was making sours inspired by different sodas. So he's like grape soda sour. And
did he do a Dr. Pepper?
I don't know if he did a Dr. Pepper.
I love Dr. Pepper. I don't drink it anymore because
I'm tempted to like hit him up and see if he did a Dr. Pepper one, because that seems like that would have been, whether or not he could have pulled off the flavor combination and all that. But all like he did an orange soda sour that was awesome, and he was literally pitching, and he'd probably be pissed off if he saw me saying this, but I think he was pitching like actual soda, like syrup into the beer to get like some of that flavor. But it was like these things were so much fun, these beers. But so that's cool about the Philly location is. We have a new brewer in there now that does like R&D for us out of that space, and he's doing some super cool stuff, super fun lagers, big crazy lagers, approachable, easy drinking lagers, fruited stuff, like just super fun. Kind of you can get it only at that Philly tap room. That's
what's the address? Where's the location at?
Right near City Hall, he said, right?
It's Benjamin Franklin Parkway.
It's on Benjamin Franklin Parkway.
Okay. Yeah. But so it's cool, like it's right up the road from oh my god, I'm such an asshole. It's 1776. I can't believe I didn't remember that. It's 1776.
Is it really? Oh my god,
that's really cool.
It's kind of like it's like a whole block. So I think we got to like pick the address. It had to be in the 1700. I don't know. It seems too unrealistic that it would be, that it happened that way. But 1776, Benjamin Franklin.
Oh,
it's like 3 blocks up from City Hall.
Yeah, it's a killer.
He said that, John.
No, he didn't. He said 3 blocks. I missed the 3 blocks.
I didn't say 3 blocks. I didn't.
Oh, he said just right up from City Hall.
Yeah, no, I was being specific. I just said 3 blocks. Yeah, and
no,
it's right. It's good. It's a block before Logan Square,
near the Franklin Institute.
Yeah,
that's right. You're looking right at the Franklin Institute, right on that circle. It's right off that circle. It used to be Old Fridays, and we have an outdoor patio up there. So like there's a killer like outdoor second floor. Rooftop. You're kind of overlooking. If you lean out, you can see the William Penn building. Like it's
I'm remiss. I apologize. I didn't even realize this. I literally was Jess and I were walking around Love Park about 4 weeks ago, right before Christmas. We were in Philly. I would have walked up 2 blocks and went to Victory.
That's that's on me for you not knowing that. You know what I mean? But
that was fantastic. Well,
tell us more about Federal Donuts and chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to know more about that.
It's literally there's a Federal Donuts right there, like it's
right in your building.
Yeah, literally in the building.
That's awesome.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so and that's that, and then we actually have a space in Kennett Square as well,
Okay.
which is out in Pennsylvania. So Kennett Square is the mushroom capital of the world. Like,
what kind of mushrooms?
Mushroom, like not magic mushrooms, regular mushrooms, portobello and shiitake. No, probably not shiitake. I have no idea. Mushrooms, like maybe
Cipollini,
maybe yeah, or like
we just know they're fun guys.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fun.
They're a bunch of fun guys out there.
You're eating cheese. You need the cheesy jokes.
You need the cheesy jokes.
That's what we're here for.
But Kennett Square is cool. So out that way, there's a place called Longwood Gardens. If you've ever been,
I love Longwood Gardens.
Place is awesome. So we have a cool partnership with Longwood too, where we make beers with them. So if you go to Longwood and you see our beers on, they'll carry like Brotherly Love and some of our regular beers. But then they also have beers that we collaborate on. So we get ingredients from them. So like we've done like orange blossom Hefeweizens and stuff like that, where they're giving us orange blossoms from their property, or they'll give us cherries from their property or something. Some ingredient comes off their property, comes to us, and we make a beer with them, and it gets served only there in our tap rooms. So that's a cool partnership we have with them, and that place is truly stunning. Like, really.
I went there once for the Orchid Show.
Oh my God, right?
That's so cool.
Have you ever done the Christmas installation?
No, I hear the lighting is amazing.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's really, really. We've taken the kids out there, and it's like they go nuts for it. You can spend hours out there, and it's just like blink of an eye. I didn't realize it, you know.
Yeah, right. It's beautiful.
We just did. That's what we were in Philly for right before Christmas. We went to went to What Love Park because there's the pop up for everything in Love Park. But the building, my mind's mush. What's the hold on, I'll tell you right now.
I'll support him in that. His mind is mush.
It is. It really is. The building that
like mushy peas.
With all of the there's the light show in the oh crap. It's right near
It's very popular with the British. They love mushy.
Oh, the Wanamaker building.
The Wanamaker.
Oh yeah.
The Wanamaker building. The
you got there.
With the light show and everything else. That was fantastic. Yeah. And apparently this past year was the last year they're doing the light show because they're redoing the Wanamaker building. It's turning into condos or
geez,
they're
really?
redoing the whole building, and they don't know if the light show's ever coming back. It's not going to be back in 2026 for Christmas. That's not happening in 2026. What they said, but they don't know if it'll ever come back. But if it does, it's going to be a while, because they're redoing the whole building. So so we definitely had to get down there for that. But it was fantastic. But yeah, no, we love going out. We didn't get out there. The one you're talking about.
Longwood. That place.
You got to get there. You got
to get out there. We did that, and we went up to the Botanical Gardens for the train show in the Bronx. We did that. So the Orchid Show out there too. We'll go to that. Probably in March. We'll go to that.
That was gorgeous.
So I don't mean to be the host here, but you did mention that you were asking about what beers are coming out this year that I'm excited about.
Yeah. Please bring it back. That was the beginning of this conversation.
Yeah. I love the tangent we went on. I think that's just pretty classic for me. I can't.
Absolutely. It's classic for the three of us. So.
Yeah, it's classic for the show. Yeah,
it couldn't have anything to do with the 3 Storm Kings I have open in front of me either. But
we've actually encouraged our guests to pregame.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
always.
It happened. I mean,
and that came from shows early on. We'll explain why later off when we're done.
I love it. Well, so because it's our 30th anniversary, we're doing a series of kind of throwbacks to either things that we've done before that people were fans of, or riffs on those that may not be exactly the same, but like taking ideas and beers that we've made in the past that people were fired up about. And there's a few that I'm super personally stoked about because they were either legacy brands before I came along that are favorites, or things that came along while I was around. So the first one that I'm really excited about is Kirsch Goza coming back. I don't know if you guys remembered that beer.
I don't remember that one. No.
I bought a ton of that from you.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was there was this weird little
the cherry Goza.
Yeah, but there was this bubbling of the Goza style in like whatever that was, like
it was probably
10 years ago roughly.
Yeah,
I think it was driven by like Anderson Valley, right? With their like
they did
with that Goza, and that kind of like research, and then it was like everybody was releasing these Gozas all of a sudden, and we did this cherry Goza that was one of my favorite beers we've ever made. So that's coming back. It's going to be like 16-ounce can, very limited. It will hit some distribution, but it'll be like a very kind of limited. But so that's coming back. I'm very excited about that. We have a version of Moonglow coming back,
really,
which is always been one of my favorite beers. And it's sad, I've heard you guys talk about it on the show, and when brands go away, certain beers go away over time, sales decline, interest change. There's a lot of dynamics at play for the reason why those things happen. But Moonglow is one of those unfortunate things. It was just it's seasonal, obviously, but like was a staple for so long, and then it just goes away because the sales decline. But it's always been one of my favorite Victory beers. I feel like that beer tastes like banana, like just banana bread and just chocolate. It's like chocolate banana, like banana bread with chocolate chips. Like I adore that beer. So
it's fantastic. I mean, it's delicious Weizenbach. It's just,
and so
tasty.
Again, like who's making Weizenbachs in general anymore, right? So
hey, you talk to me about German beers every day of the week. I'm fine with that. So
what's the purple bottle? It's like the quintessential
Aventinus.
It's been a long time since I've had Aventinus.
It's a quintessential Weizenbach.
That beer. So when I worked at Harvest Moon, we made
John, I just got a picture. Oh, you got it too?
Oh, did I get it? I might have gotten it.
You see that?
I did not get it.
That's from Mr. Weisner. This is him enjoying.
He's doing it.
He's doing the West Flattering.
I didn't get it.
He texted it to me.
He texted me.
He likes me better.
Damn you. Come on, Chris.
But hopefully he'll come back on and tell us how much he enjoyed it. At any rate, I'm sorry, Pat. Didn't
Yeah, no, that was kind of where I was finishing. I'm really pumped about Moonglow more than anything, but
that's gonna be cool to see that one come back.
Yeah, and that'll be also 16-ounce can, kind of limited run. I think the idea is kind of on our 30th anniversary is kind of bringing back some stuff, but it's one of those things. It's balancing, this legacy that exists and continuing to try to bring those things back, but then also, from a business perspective, you have to continue to bring new drinkers into.
You have to, Otherwise, you can't miss that. On that note, though, not to interrupt you, but Kirsch goes. I'm assuming that's going to be like an April-May thing.
Yeah. It's. I mean, we're calling it Q2. I think it's like April. Yeah.
Whatchamacallit, and Moonglow. I'm assuming August, September.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. There you go. Here we go. Just got my picture. There you go.
There you go.
Your internet's slower.
Nice. And he commented. He's
there he goes. Westy 12, almost 9 years old. Absolutely delicious. Awesome. He said. Whatchamacallit, and he also said, haven't seen Pat in forever. And you guys were talking about Rob from Southern Tier. He lives down here now in Nashville. Yeah, we were just talking about that too. I missed him, Chris. When I missed you when we were down at CBC in Nashville, I missed Rob as well. And he said, and let Pat know we do carry Barry Monkey.
Yeah, is that like Barry Manilow Monkey? That's like
that's one of those limited releases, isn't it?
I like that. Yeah, Barry Monkey. Yeah. That's the most sensual of the monkeys.
That
might be the opening.
That might be the opening right there.
Most sensual. That's awesome. Appreciate it, Chris.
Sensual monkey.
Brian Boak also said, next beer, Ramstein Winter Wheat Draft. That's awesome. And I will not read the other comment. You two can look. I will not read the other
I
comment.
saw that. I
Yeah.
did see that.
I'm not reading that one. So.
We'll leave that one.
We'll leave that
I'm
one
just trying to
alone.
figure out which one of ours he's talking.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Not quite sure. But in any event. But Chris did say Westy 12, almost 9 years old.
It's awesome.
Absolutely delicious. Love Westy 12. And I got to be honest with you, Westy 12's on another level, right? We know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want Westy 12 and you can't have Westy 12 and you're craving Westy 12, go buy a St. Bernardus ABT 12.
Yep.
It's
done and done. There you go.
Yeah. And especially if you're sitting in their tap room. I was waiting for it.
There you go. This is the same finger you got the morning that you texted me from Schneiderweiss drinking Aventina.
Aventinas, yes. Same finger.
Same finger.
No, but the thing is, if it's a drive out there, it's worth going out to St. Bernardus. What's great is there's a whole storyline as to their relationship to West Flatiron.
Sure.
And that Westy 12 and St. Bernardus ABT is the same recipe, sort of.
It's pretty much, it's a close beer. Westy 12, like here's the thing.
No. What I'm saying is they were at one point they were together, and they were brewing the same exact recipe.
Right.
They split a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're still very tied to one another.
Sure.
So if you're like, oh no, it's got nothing to do with it. It's got everything to do with Westy 12.
It's got everything to do with Westy 12. Yeah. It's got everything to do with Westy 12. And the fact that you can't, the fact that it's virtually, I won't say it's impossible. It's virtually impossible for somebody on a whim to get Westy 12.
Mm-hmm.
But you can walk into almost any good liquor store and buy St. Bernardus ABT 12. And it's so damn close. Have at it.
Yeah, it really is. It's just not.
Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think like
I meant for your text.
Yeah, I'm doing that, but but I think like the whole like that idea of like the scarcity of it changes the dynamics, right? So it's like because I can't get it, it means something different.
Of course, absolutely.
You know, and I don't think. Again, that gets discounted a lot of the times, right? And it's like, well, it's only good because it's hard to get.
I don't discount it. It's still good.
Right.
Still
I don't
good.
think it's. I think that there's certain situations where that just gets discounted where it shouldn't, and I think Westy's one of those where the liquid is so fantastic and special that it is more than just its scarcity that is why it's so awesome, right?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to be right back.
Go do a bio break. Go for it.
I'm going to be right back.
There you go. Whatchamacallit. So on that note, I'll put up Chris's other comment. He said, exactly, I had a hard time getting it even after I brought it back from Belgium. There you go. I got to admit, I have not been to Belgium. I'm not.
You need to get there.
I need to get there. I need to get to Belgium. I need to get to a bunch of places in Europe.
Almost any place that you go in Belgium, the beer stores, they sell the Westy. You can get the crates, right? You can get the crates in some of the beer stores. We went to many beer stores and we're looking at the crates. I'm like, I can't bring that on the plane.
No.
How am I going to pack all this? But Kerry hadn't had any West Flatirons. Mm-hmm. And we were in, was it Ghent? Maybe in Ghent. Was it
Bruges? You told me it was in Bruges. Was it
Bruges? Maybe it was Bruges. It was a bar called the Trollenkelder. Mm. And the Trollenkelder, there's trolls everywhere. Awesome. There's also a wizard. Did I tell you about the wizard? There's this one guy sitting at the table next to us. He had like long white hair, long beard, and all that. I really swear he was a wizard. At any rate, but the Trollenkelder, they had
his name Gandalf?
No, Radagast. He had bird shit all over him.
It wasn't Gandalf, it was Radagast.
No, it wasn't. But they had all three of the Westies.
Okay.
And of course, even Belgium understands how hard this is to get. So there's a markup.
Of course.
But what chance do you have to do all three Westies in one sitting?
Of course.
So of course we got all three. So Kerry got introduced to West Veteran, all three of them at the same time. So that was.
I have to admit, I've had all three of them. I have never had all three of them at the same time. In fact, I haven't had two of them at the same time.
Same. So that was the first time I ever had all three of them at the same time. So because I said to the bartender, I looked at the menu and went, okay, we're going to start off here and here, but when we're done with that, I want all three of these. He looked and goes, did you look at the price? I said, I did. he was good enough. He was like, you looked at what we're charging, right? Like, yeah, but we need to do this. We needed this. We're never going to have a chance to do this again.
No.
So we did that. And the great thing is Trollokelder, as you're sitting outside in Trollokelder, right behind you, there's a big ass church. It's right on the like a plaza of a church. Plaza. Piazza's Italian.
Piazza's Italian,
yeah. So, but yeah, no, if you get it, John, you'll have all my friggin' notes when you.
Oh, we're getting there. We've already got plans. We've already got schedules and where we're going and what we're doing.
And the Trollokelder, I was right the first time. It's in Ghent.
There you go.
It is in Ghent.
It is in Ghent. All right. Chris Weston just said, first time I had any of those was the trip over there when we went to Westy.
I remember
at the tasting room at the monastery. I remember that too. I remember.
Yep. And that was that one brief period where they actually had a tasting room at the monastery. It was very rare to be able to go to the monastery and drink.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris, you had an experience that very, very. You're probably looking at one half of a percentage of beer drinkers ever had in their lives.
Oh no, I Chris.
Well, that hat has definitely seen better days.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it doesn't matter. That's what you got to wear. That's
the
it.
festival hat has seen better days, my friends.
Yeah, but
now did that happen at that? At the
no, I think this one back here happened at that outdoor windy AC Beer Fest. I'm not exactly sure when all this went down. I think this might have been. Well, I think this was probably an AC Beer Fest over the years, but
gotcha.
Yeah,
still serviceable.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. I got to get some. You see pieces that are just falling off of it.
You got to stop playing with it first.
Exactly. You
got
to get one piece of wicker and just like weave it through.
Yeah.
And tie it off and just hold that up.
That sounds easy enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely do a drum too.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. Chris Weiser just said, yes, it's in Ghent, and let me know when you go. I will talk to Bobo from Chimay if you want to head over there. I know Bobo. I definitely will reach out to Bobo too. But yeah, we'll both. Chris will both talk to Bobo. Make sure that I'm set. There you go. Bobo's great. I love Bobo.
And definitely
either you guys ever read Bobo?
Yep.
I think
Bobo's
I met
great.
Bobo. I think Bobo's
amazing. He's a
ran
fantastic guy.
The Chimay beer and cheese pairing at Cloverleaf.
Okay, he probably did. Yeah,
he's a funny guy.
We had him. I had him at 381. I had Bobo at 381.
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
So I remember asking him about the rind on one of the cheeses. I'm like, so this rind, what's it made of? He goes, you're not supposed to eat the rind. don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
But the rind was delicious. I liked it. It was very bready. He was trying to get us all to become monks. He said, because we're not getting too many more monks into brew up here.
Yeah, I think probably trying to fill that pipeline is probably pretty tough, right? Getting young people into the monastery is probably not the easiest task.
Not the easiest at all. No, absolutely.
I don't know. This newest generation, you might have some takers.
Well, you never know. All right. Event wise, talk about Victory for a second. What's on the horizon for Victory this year, with the 30th anniversary, obviously. Other than beers, I'm saying. What else is?
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you look at Jersey, we have it's just the big festivals and stuff like that. We don't have a ton going on. I mean, we're going to try to do some stuff around the World Cup. We don't have any kind of an official partnership or any of that kind of stuff, but just trying to be around and with that kind of stuff. In Philly, there's there's a lot going on in Philly. I don't touch like our Philly business. We have a whole separate team in Philly, but they got a ton going on in Philly. As you can imagine, it's like the monkeys are our, like golden monkey, sour monkey, berry monkey, juicy monkey, witty monkey, right? It's a monkey fest over here. It's become almost its own entity at this point.
Right. I was going to say, just briefly talk about the monkey series, because it's not just about the sours and the Belgian triples, right? There's a hazy IPA that's 9.5%. That's one of the monkeys too.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, talk about them for a second.
So
that's obviously a push. Go ahead.
It's a huge. Again, it's one of those things where if you look at the industry and what's happening in craft beer is contracting, right? Monkeys are growing, and I think when you talk about we're in 30 states, if you look at those 30 states, the majority of our business in a lot of that states that aren't our home market, where in our home market we sell Prima, we sell Hop Devil, we sell Dirt Wolf, we sell seasonals, Summer Love, all these things. Storm King, all these things. In outer markets, Florida sells a ton of Golden Monkey and Sour Monkey and the Monkey family, and that universe for us outside of our core home market is largely driven by those beers, and the success of those beers is pretty wild to see. But it started with Golden Monkey, which was brewed. Essentially, one of our founders, Ron, brewed that as an idea. Like, they wanted something that they could brew and he could age, and their appreciation for Belgian beers and German beers and these European beers that really kind of shaped better beer in general, kind of drove that. And they wanted this beer that Ron could drink with his kid when he turned, I think it was like a celebratory thing when his kid graduated or something like that. I forget exactly the story, but the idea was they wanted something that could be aged and could be celebratory. So that's where kind of Golden Monkey came from in the Belgian triple style. And then from there, it was like Sour Monkey came out as kind of a riff on that beer, as like a limited release, I don't know, 10, 11 years ago, some 12, close to that years ago. And that came out and kind of extended that. It was only meant to be a limited thing, but people went completely nuts for it. And it just continued to get bigger and bigger till it had to be a year-round thing because there was so much demand for it. Right. And then from those things that continued to grow. And then since those beers, there's been a ton of growth in that 9.5% category, that high alcohol category. So we've just continued to expand within that. So it was Sour Monkey, and then it was Berry Monkey, which was a fruited version of Sour Monkey, more or less.
Right.
And then you saw
Sour Monkey was the original monkey with just sour yeast, right? It was just
more or less, yeah. I mean, to say it was exactly the same, I mean, it might have been tweaked a little bit, but it was more or less the same beer.
Still like a Belgian triple.
Yeah, and originally the original Sour Monkeys were like, it was Brett, like it was true Brett. Mm-hmm. Brettanomyces, like it was and then it just kind of became this hybrid thing, and it became more of a kettle sour over the years. And we developed a system at our brewery where we could prop Acetobacter, or not Acetobacter, just lactobacillus. Sorry, we could prop lactobacillus. So we have a lacto tank, and then we would just pitch that to create Sour Monkey to scale because it became so big that we had to. So that kind of became its own little animal, but and gotten big, and now it's to the point where if you look at our business total, like Sour Monkey is bigger than Golden Monkey, and Golden Monkey really built that category.
Golden Monkey was the main monkey, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was just Golden Monkey for a long time, and was
right.
And now we're the monkeys, and we got all of them.
If it wasn't for Golden Monkey, there'd be no monkey.
Yeah.
Right.
I always considered Golden Monkey the La Fin du Monde US.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, Unibrew. Unibrew's always been one of my favorites, and because of the Canada connection too. And I don't know if you guys knew Bernard. He's this one of my favorite people in this business too. He's awesome.
Great.
So Bernard's a man, and I actually have I was gonna crack it at some point, but I have Kelka shows from it's like
oh shit.
And I think it's like it says right on it, enjoy. I was gonna open it on New Year's because it's like 12/31/2021, 2015 is like, or 2025, sorry, is the date enjoy by. So it's like a 10-year-old,
really?
whatever. That beer is special. So I got one of those bottles. One of my distributors gave it to me.
That is a special beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, the Vindemont, I mean, that's the only unibrew I can get. And I love Le Vindemont, don't get me wrong, but I love Maudit.
I prefer Maudit and Trois Pistoles.
And Trois Pistoles, yeah, I can't get either of them. It's just, the distributor. I won't say who it is, but I won't say who it is. I may have just is only bringing Le Vindemont into New Jersey.
I think that's a bigger thing, though. I don't think that's the distributors. My understanding is, I think the entire state only has access to Le Vindemont. I don't think that's. I think that's like a. I think that's driven bigger than the state.
Right. No, but it's the state, though. It's not like you can.
Well, I don't even think it's the state. I think it's like a. I think that's a Unibrew's choice. Sadly, I think as of late.
I know I saw it at Cable Beverages, but then again, that could be.
You could be.
That could be. That could be sold. Yeah,
that could be the first batch of Maudit as far as
absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't go off that. Yeah. That's sad to know. I mean, if that's the case, if Unibrew's not, if that's the only thing, why would they even bother at that point? If they're only sending one brand?
I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't want to overstep, and I have no idea, right? I don't know the ins and outs of what their business plan is, but what I do know is, there's certain things that make sense and certain things that don't make sense from a business perspective. And sadly, for an industry like us, where there's we have so much connection to these beverages that we drink, right? Like that's what drives the passion. That's what drives the excitement.
Sure,
is we have these shared experiences with these things, with the people we love and care about, and that's what makes craft beer, in my mind, so awesome. And but at the end of the day, there's business tied to it, and if it doesn't make sense from a business perspective to have these things offered in certain places, we don't offer Prima in a lot of parts of the country, right? We offer it in California where there's the lager universe. We offer it in our local market where it makes sense, but it doesn't travel. And it doesn't make sense in places where the local lager is king. And so you have to make these business decisions, and it sucks for the consumer that wants those products. But at the end of the day, it does come back to those kinds of things, but
yes,
it's sad. It's sad because Unibrew has always been one of my favorites. And they did that partnership with Trader Joe's where they would have that Trader Joe's vintage. And I have verticals of that stuff. I would buy bottles and bottles. I love that beer. And I have years and years of that bottle going back. Killer stuff, but
I'm going to take one quick pause. Not that we're going to go much longer, but I want to take one quick pause on beer for a second. And I want to ask you about the things hanging on your wall behind you,
especially the guitars, and especially the one over your left shoulder.
All three of them, actually.
I'm really more.
So yeah,
you know what it looks. You know what it is. I thought that was a very special guitar. I didn't realize there was an exercise machine in front of it.
Yeah, listen, it's I've got a little house, so every space has multiple. And honestly, I barely play guitar anymore. I was self-taught and just goofed around, but with this one's cool. This is a ukulele, electric ukulele that my dad built.
And he made it look like a what you call it?
Like a Fender.
Yeah, like a Fender.
So it's all one piece of wood.
That's really cool.
And he has this kid. He's built a ton of these things. They're like snowbirds, right? So they do their winter or summers in Canada, and they do their winters in Arizona. And the resort that they live at in Arizona has a wood shop, and he manages the wood shop. So he's always been very, skilled with woodworking and stuff like that. So he builds these ukuleles. He's built these ones out of zebra wood that look really, really cool.
Oh wow, that's a beautiful.
It's special. So he gave that one to my son. My son's 7, and I guess 2 years ago he made that one and gave it to him so he could have it. It's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, the guitars they're just there for show, more or less. I used to play, and now it's I don't have the time.
I play all the time, but I haven't played out in years. And I just want to throw this picture up there. There you go.
Dude.
So that's no beard, by the way.
That's weird.
That's
weird to look at. That's funny.
But
my guitars are right now resting in their cases.
Dave plays bass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Did not take after his father.
No, I did not. I did not become the front man.
You were not a lead front man singer. Yeah.
No.
So.
And what Chris said that did you put up a second beer, the Southern Grist?
I did not actually. Yeah, beer 2, Southern Grist, Abstract Thought. Abstract Thought's a fantastic beer. I love that.
One of their best IPAs.
Very, 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 very good beer. And Southern Grist. I guess they're in East Nashville, right? Because we were only maybe a half a mile away from them. Was our Airbnb when we stayed there, so that was fantastic. But yeah, Southern Grist was fantastic. We can get Southern Grist here in New Jersey. It is distributed in New Jersey, but for some reason the distributor only has the same 3 500 milliliter sour bottles available all the time. So I would like some other things. But in any event, all right. We've talked about the beers for Victory. We've talked about the backstory. I was remiss in asking you this, and this should have been done in the middle, and I did want to bring this up. Now, Southern Tier was obviously independent many years ago when it first opened. 30 years. This is the 30th anniversary of Southern Tier. But a certain amount of years ago, I think it was 9 or 10. It's been since Artisanal Brewing Ventures.
Yeah. I think, what was it, 2015?
2015, 2016. Yeah, so 10, 11, and Dave's gone again. I love the fact that his Wi-Fi, anytime I talk more than 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
It's good.
His Wi-Fi.
That's going to become an ongoing theme for the show now. It's like,
gotta be it.
On a rant, he's just going to disappear.
It's good. If I start talking, he leaves.
God, I wish that was the case. And I could do that.
Shows we're almost 6 years old. This show, and
put it this way: if that was actually the case, I don't think I'd ever be on the show.
There you go. That's not true. You talk plenty.
He's out,
and he's gone. Look at that. I didn't even say a word, and he left. He said what he said, and he's gone.
He knew you were going to go on.
He knew I was about to, and there you go. There you go. All right. So it was you that time that you.
That one couldn't have been timed better. I'm not mad at that one.
Anyway. But so 10, 11 years or whatever, but that put Victory in bed. And we mentioned it before, but somebody's not really aware of this, that put Victory in bed with Southern Tier and 6 Point.
Yeah.
Right? So talk about that a little bit. What's that like? What's that?
Yeah,
how has that been? Because obviously you were with Victory a while before that happened. So
yeah. So it's kind of crazy to think about, right? Because it was like that massive boom that happened, in the early 2000 teens, right? This like massive explosion of demand for craft beer, and breweries were expanding like crazy, and there was just this period of growth and a handful of years, and then things got tight. A lot of breweries added a ton of capacity to be able to keep up with demand and then build for the future, and it kind of created a pinch for a lot of breweries. And what made the most sense, I think, for breweries that wanted to remain independent rather than partner with a AB or a large company like that, macro beer universe stuff, was to partner with other like-minded brewers. So the founders of ABV, Artisanal Brewing Ventures, kind of came in with Southern Tier, partnered with Southern Tier, and with the idea of like expanding a platform for like-minded brewers to come together as a way to kind of create a shared services model that could compete on a larger scale without having to get killed by these big breweries, and it's either you kind of come to a fork in the road, and it's with all this expansion going on, do we go that direction and go with big beer, or do we try to do this independent thing? And that's ultimately what happened. Was Southern Tier and Victory partnered, created this Artisanal Brewing Ventures parent company, whereas both breweries got to operate more or less independently, right? Victory still making Victory stuff, Southern Tier making Southern Tier stuff. But then there was a shared services, so we could combine Salesforce, combine internal HR stuff, have, bigger buying power to buy raw ingredients at a more, advantageous price, and all these kinds of things to make the company, more sustainable for, the future. And then, so it started with just Southern Tier and Victory. And there was a couple of years of that partnership. And then it was 6 Point. The opportunity for 6 Point came along, and we partnered with 6 Point as well, brought them into the fold. And then it was the three. And then it was Bold Rock, which is a cidery out of, started in Virginia, and is, what's amazing about Bold Rock is it's a cidery, but in the state of Virginia, it's the number one craft producer in the state of Virginia. So you include all the breweries and cideries. Bold Rock outperforms every beer, outperforms Sam Adams, Sierra, you name it. Bold Rock outperforms in the state of Virginia, which is pretty incredible. We haven't necessarily seen that, come to life for us up here in the north, as we're competing against down east and, local brands like crazy up here, right? So it hasn't quite translated up here, but down in the south, Bold Rock's massive. And it's the number two cidery in the country, only behind Angry Orchard, right? So, so that partnership has kind of made us more of a competitive in the larger landscape, right? And you're seeing it, and it's happened since, right? I mean, with the Monster stuff that's gone on, right? And and the Bell's partnership with New Belgium and all that, right? So there's been a bunch of those kinds of transactions since, as consolidation happens, as maturity happens in these types of industries. And it's definitely different, right? Going from being a one brand, hey, it's all Victory and it's all this, to now having to spread our focus to be like, hey, yeah, it's Victory, but then it's also Southern Tier, it's 6 Point, it's Bold Rock, and then picking and choosing what brands make the most sense for different regions, right? Within that makes for certainly a more complex business model, but it allows us to be able to be relevant in a lot more different places. But it's certainly been harder from like a personal perspective, going from just having one thing to focus on to having a lot of things to focus on. Is crazy. I mean, it's endless, the amount of, and if you think about it, right, it's like you have to continue to support the things that built the brands, like the Monkeys, right? And Prima, right, needs its focus, and Dirt Wolf needs its focus. But then, hey, we got this new IPA called Royale that we came out with, this new like West Coast IPA, and that needs focus too. But then 6 Point has a new IPA called Pursuit that's a similar product, but is like, hyper makes sense in New York City and North Jersey and Connecticut. That needs focus too. So it's like, that's where it becomes challenging, is trying to drive that focus and understand what brands make the most sense in a different area that maybe don't make sense in other areas, and doubling down on that. So
now, are you gonna split up that, like the 6 Point brand in New York and North Jersey, so you're not releasing the IPA you're talking about in New York and North Jersey? So
there is some of that. I think there's crossover, right? Like, so New Jersey's kind of right in the middle, right? So we're going to probably do both. But like, if you think about Connecticut's probably not going to do the IPA from Victory, right? They'll focus on the 6.1. In Pennsylvania, they're going to focus on the Victory one, not necessarily. But in Jersey, we're kind of in the middle. So North Jersey, we're for sure focusing on both. And there's going to be some crossover. But yeah, it creates way more complexity when you really think about it, and you think about it from your perspective, from running a store. When I come in and I'm like, hey, I want you to carry all this stuff. It's like there's decisions that need to be made as to how much can be carried and what do we focus on and that kind of stuff. So it creates more complexity, but you have to. I mean, you have to be creating new things, but still focusing on the things that built it, and that's the kind of the challenge of where we're at in this industry right now.
We have a friend for you.
No way. No way. Look at this guy. I'm trying to grow a beard like you, buddy.
Hey, it ain't so dark anymore.
Hey, it's getting a little lighter, kind of like it's not like mine, Rob.
That's frosty, John. Looking frosty.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Rob Muscatello, all the way from Tennessee.
How
Yeah.
sweet is this?
Yeah, I know. I was just out doing a little trivia. My baby mama she hosts a trivia night on Tuesdays
Nice.
here at Edley's Barbecue. So I get daddy duty and get to hang out and stuff. So,
Nice, buddy.
We were talking about earlier in the show. We were talking about all of the tap takeover nights at 381 and the ones you had at Cowan's and Sterling.
Oh,
and
yeah, I was
everything
talking about our tandem nights, buddy, where we were
Tandem
stacking
nights.
beers on top of each other.
else. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
They were great pictures. They were good. They were good
Yeah.
nights. Too. They were fun.
Oh, those are the blast. Halloween killer.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everything in Tennessee, Rob?
Pretty good, man. Busy. You know, they got me running around. I work for Mas Jägermeister now. I'm their territory sales manager for Middle Tennessee down to Memphis.
That's what TSM stands for. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Low man on the totem pole, but it's pretty good. They leave me alone. They let me do what I got to do. You know.
Let you do your thing. There you go.
Back on the supplier side, because I work for a couple I work for a distributor out here when I moved out here, and that life ain't for me.
Gotcha. I hear you.
Nice.
Is that her on the mic we hear?
Yeah, that's the voice I get to hear all the time.
I love it.
So how's the podcast going? You guys are on for 2.5 hours already?
Yeah, 2 hours,
Oh,
2.5
geez,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
Must be pretty sauced up by now, Pat Reid.
He's
This
already
might-
had a bio break.
This might,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. He's gonna turn around the other one, but yeah, I'm. We're all about 3 or 4 beers in. So,
Oh, nice.
But yeah, talking about Victory and talking about and Pat was just talking about the fact that the artisanal brewing ventures with Southern Tier and you know what you used to do and 6 Point and everything else. So, and we talked about the fact that the first night we had a tandem night at 381 when the two of you when we took that picture with the fighting and everything else, the duking it out. That was before Artisanal Brewing Ventures got involved. So that was like a precursor. Like it was like a precursor of, a sign of things to come, basically. We kind of.
That was before it became the conglomerate, the big conglomerate. So you're 12 years in, Mr. Reid, huh?
I will be, yeah. I think in May. May will be 12. Big
Remember
old 12 for me.
2014 or 2014.
Yeah.
I remember I applied for that job.
I do. I remember hearing about that. I remember you being a little pissy with me at first that I got.
No, we were at that Mexican joint in Branchburg.
Oh
and
yeah, Soul.
Soul, that's right. And you're like, oh, I got your job. I was like, well, it wasn't my job because you got it. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, gotta love it.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
that was
it
fun.
was serendipity.
It was definitely serendipity, and the fact that the two of you basically worked in New Brunswick before you got your jobs in beer, So
yeah, World of Beer.
You worked at World of Beer, and he worked at Harvest Moon.
World of Beer, yeah. Damn,
that's great.
That is kind of crazy. That is nuts. That's wild to think about. That's good stuff, man. Well, it's good to see your face, Rob.
Yeah, really, you too, guys, man. I like where you're at. This is pretty cool. I got you guys pre-record and put it out on like Apple Podcasts?
No, this
is
live.
We are live.
It is live, buddy.
Live every Tuesday night, and then the audio goes up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and iHeart and everything else.
I'm just the guest. I'm just the guest this week.
Oh, you're the guest. Oh, okay.
That's this week. It's Dave and I every week. Next week we got.
You're the special guest. I'm the regular guest. You're the special guest.
Extra special. Very special.
I was on the fly.
And someone wanted to say hi to Rob.
There you go. Somebody wants to. Oh yeah, Chris Weisner wants to say hi to Rob, but Chris lives right near Rob, so Chris can say hi to Rob whenever he wants.
Me and Chris we saw Sammy Hagar last year together.
Very nice.
I think it was Sammy Hagar.
That's awesome.
That good. Oh wow.
He's up in Portland, Tennessee, so he's a little ways up there near the border,
a little bit north
Kentucky.
Of you.
I saw him. I saw him in the crowd. I was going up to our suite, and I looked down over the balcony. I'm like, Chris, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, get up to our suite when you get a chance. So he came up there. We met Sarah Palin.
He
was in the suite next to us.
In the crowd.
Nice.
Nice.
Rob, by the way, Rob, I was talking literally maybe 2 weeks ago. I was talking to Joe Granat, and he was watching. He called me. He was sitting down in his living room and he was watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and all he could think about was me and you playing mess around on my dashboard.
Playing Little Richard.
Yeah, we were going out when we went out to Yingling that time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, went out to Inlane. That's great. Great stuff, man. Yeah. But yeah, man. So you guys, give me a ring anytime you're ever in Nashville doing the tour. Let me know.
Absolutely. Chris has said, "Yep." There you go.
Yeah, we'll all make it happen. A little lead time, and we'll all make it happen.
We'll make it happen. Absolutely, you got it.
Yeah.
All right,
boys. We'll have fun.
You got it, Rob.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good seeing you
too.
I'll talk to you later.
We'll talk to you. You got it.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go.
Very cool.
The tandem. That's pretty sweet.
He texted me back. I'm like, I had to pull it up. There you go.
That's awesome. That's great. Love that.
Jägermeister. There you go.
Wait, somebody's having Jägermeister?
Jägermeister, yeah. He's selling Jägermeister. Yeah.
Oh, is that what he's selling down there?
Yeah.
I didn't miss that.
Yeah, he's selling Jäger. Yeah.
That's about par for that. That works.
That
tracks. That tracks.
It's awesome. Love it. Love every minute of it.
Awesome.
That's great.
Good shit.
Blast from the past. You gotta love it.
Gotta
love it.
Seriously, man. That's
Good. All right. All right. So, anything you want to put out there that's happening this year or even in the future, going into the future beyond 30 years for Victory?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I think the biggest thing, right, is like it whether this is the platform for it or not, right, is part of the reason why beer is being pinched and beer is struggling is cannabis, right? So like
we've spoken about it a lot in the show.
Yeah. So and it's like it's one of those things where you can either get rolled over by it or you could jump on board, right? So we've got on the 6 Point side of our business, we've got a THC drink coming out, to participate in that space. Do you guys talk about that universe at all on the show? And
we've mentioned it from time to time. I mean, we've been back and forth about actually doing a THC show.
Yeah.
There's because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of former beer reps in THC right now.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time. And they're, I mean, anybody out there that knows this and you don't know it, but like I'll mention like Kevin Zarelli from was at Ballast Point, then Brewdog, Natalie's Weyerbacher, Natalie,
yeah.
right?
Natalie's one of my favorite people on the planet.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mark Peralta from 100, and he's
at Wink, right?
He's at Wink, yeah. There's and John was briefly in THC and now he's back in here, right? But yeah, there's plenty others. So it's something that we probably should touch on at some point. I mean, we've talked about it basically, but we haven't really had a show on it by any means. But the fact that 6 Point's getting involved, right? I mean,
and I think we're not
some of the beers that like Bottle Logic actually got involved. Bottle Logic's doing they have Anomaly is their THC product.
Other half is big into it.
Other half, OH2.
That does not surprise.
O2, right? OH2. That's their brand. But 6 Point's getting into it though. 6 Point is.
I still think that many of their beers probably got contact highs from the brewers at Other Half. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's one of those things where it's like we're getting beat up by the segment, so it's like get involved in it, right? Like, it's one of those things.
If you can't beat them,
like a natural 6 Points beer has always been weed adjacent from a marketing perspective, right? Resin, obviously is the most obvious one, but there's been a million over the years, right? And so it was a natural. So we're creating like a brand, like a Delta 9 brand that's tied to 6 Point, and then another one that's outside of that that's kind of its own brand, so we can kind of exist where it makes sense. And so we're kind of exploring those opportunities. So that's kind of like an interesting new thing that'll be, interesting and new for our brands, but also interesting and new for me, because I'll be then exploring that space and getting to know the kind of how to operate within that legislature, because there was some law that just got passed last week that's going to change the way.
not me this time.
that
think he
the go to
froze
market
out.
in New Jersey.
Oh,
nice.
So, that was me pretending to freeze.
That was very well done. And the Academy Award goes to
Just two.
not really. I actually probably did freeze. I wasn't trying to, but yeah. I don't know. As far as like what's upcoming, that's kind of one thing that comes to mind, and just trying to move with the space, right, as things are changing, and try to evolve with, you know, the fact that younger folks aren't drinking to the extent that we are or were, and if they are, it all has to be occasion based. It's not, you know, like the way, you know, it's not any night's not an excuse, and you know,
yeah, we need another drunk generation.
We do.
I think it's coming.
It's coming. It's
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
come. I mean,
no.
it's cyclical, right? Everything.
Oh
is,
no,
so.
don't get me wrong. The children and the millennials, they'll be.
They're gonna need it. They're gonna need it. That's gonna save the world. That the drinking, yeah, of the millennial kids. Yeah, what's that generation gonna be? I guess, right?
They they've done Z, so they got alpha, so it's gonna be beta.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, that would be my grandchildren, right? The children of the Gen Zs. And on that note, by the way, I'm a day late, but we didn't do the podcast yesterday, so I want to wish my daughter Marina a happy birthday, a belated birthday, or a day late, right? So yeah, she's you know, not she's her husband's problem now. I'm not kidding. No, she's my beautiful first daughter, and she's 32, and her husband Brian and her very, very happy, and I wish them all the best of luck in the world and everything. And it's her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday!
And he's still paying off the wedding.
There you go. And Brian Boak just said, "I only drink on days of the week that end in Y." There you go.
Well, yeah, he's a master of restraint.
Chris Weiser did say yes, Jaeger, talking about Rob. And he says, yeah, it was hilarious. We were walking into the show and I hear somebody yelling my name and I couldn't see anybody. Then either my wife or my cousin goes up and there he is. There you go. Looks up and there he is.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Rob's great. So, all right. Either of you, any last thoughts before we wrap up the show?
I'm just really surprised I haven't had to pee yet.
I'm shocked you haven't.
I'm impressed.
You literally would. By now, you usually take 2 bio breaks.
I've drank this whole thing on the show as well,
and the water too. And I've had a little water too, but I usually
all the cheese.
Camel, so it's
cheese. All the cheese, man.
It's
the cheese is absorbing it.
That's
what it is. Yeah.
Cheese soaked it all up.
All right. Well, on that note, Rob, stick around. We'll talk for a couple of Rob. Did I just say Rob?
Hey, Rob.
I look down. I know I look down, and Rob is right here on my phone. That's why I said it. I apologize. Pat, stick around. Hang on 1 second.
Wow, that was
Rob's right here. I can show you.
That was awkward.
No,
it's quite all right. It's quite all right.
I'm pretty sure.
Listen, I understand. I was secondary. Rob was the first choice. I was second. It was always that way.
We were going to do a Jaeger.
It was always that way. It's fine. It's fine.
God, please don't make me do a Jaeger.
It's all good.
The pumpkin show's bad enough. Please
no, I know. That's the pumpkin show happens because of John, not because of me. So there you go. There you go.
Your name's John. Yes, it's because of
John Starnubsky, not me.
Oh.
There you go.
Please
anyway,
don't make me do a Jaeger show.
Anyway, Pat, stick around. We'll talk for a couple of seconds. On that note, though, we will wrap up the show for today.
Says the person who drinks Malort.
We wanted. You want to have Malort? We want to have Malort before we go.
No.
Pat, do you have any bottle of Malort?
I'm not drinking any Malort. Thank you. And
you're looking at 2 people that actually love this stuff.
You like that stuff?
Oh,
I like Malort. I don't love Malort. I love Malort. There you go.
I like. I drink like. Fernet and all that stuff, but Malort's like a step too far for me.
Do you watch? Obviously, Dick Wolf has the Chicago series, the Med Fire PD. On Chicago Fire, they actually talked about Malort in one episode.
Really?
Because one of the guys owns a bar, and they were like, "You want to do the Chicago handshake?" And they ordered a Chicago handshake, and it was 2 women sitting at the bar ordering a Chicago handshake. Yeah.
I've only been to Chicago a couple times, and I was there for work once, and it was just like it was a crew drive. So I was running around with our distributor that distributes our products in Chicago, and I was lucky enough to work in like the area around this oh my god, Wrigley. So I was like ripping around that area,
Wrigleyville, and everything.
Yeah, and then going in and out of all those like historic bars in that area is such a cool experience. And they had this whole thing. What's the little green bottle with the
Underberg?
Underbergs. So they're Underberg. They were obsessed with Underberg. They were all they sold Underberg. So it was everywhere we went. It was Underberg. We were ripping Underberg shots, and we had this thing internally too at Victory, where it's like all the old school Victory people were all about Underberg. So it was like everybody, all the women we worked with, they all had Pursebergs. So you'd be like rolling around and they'd be pulling out Pursebergs. We had one of the guys I used to work with. When we were in Chicago, it was like late night. I posted a pic of us like doing a cheers on Instagram, cheersing Underberg right before bed.
That's great.
And my buddy Greg, his comment was, "Don't let the bedbergs bite." I lost it. I thought that was the funniest shit ever. But there was like this, all the Chicago people were obsessed with this Underberg. So it was like Underberg everywhere we went. And then we went, of course, we went at one spot, and they're like, we're all doing shots of Malort. And I'm like, okay, I've heard about it. We're doing it. And I ripped one. I was like, okay, I've done it. I don't need to have another one ever. Not enjoyable. I don't know. Why do you like it?
Malort. You know what, though? Here's the thing.
I like the social thing tied to it, but I don't actually. You actually enjoy the liquid?
I actually enjoy it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? If I'm doing it like I can have shots of Malort and I can enjoy them. The first one, if I haven't had it in a while, like I'm smelling, I'm like, what am I doing? And then I take a sip, I'm like, oh right, okay, that's fine. And then, but it's not much different. It's like you said, like Fernet. I'm all about Fernet. I'm all about Amaro. I'm all about all of those things.
Okay, just prove them. Here we go.
Oh, is that? You're doing it. Wait, I'm gonna get an Underberg. I'll do an Underberg while you guys are doing that.
He's getting an Underberg.
You gonna pour one?
I'll pour one. That's right there. There you go.
See, he's off getting the little green bottle.
Save the cap.
Gotta save the caps.
I need a bandolero or whatever you call it.
And it's
all right. Cheers.
There you go. Hold on.
I
gotta pour it. I don't have a shot glass. I'm just gonna pour a little in. There you go. Into one of my.
Well, now it's one of those things where now it's like I kind of wish I had some Malort to suffer with you guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
I'm not suffering. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers. Yep, that's Malort.
Nom. I've said it before on the show many times. My youngest son, his first shot ever in a bar
was Malort.
Really? And he still does shots?
No.
Wasn't it the barrel age though? It was the barrel age Malort.
It was the barrel age one, but he doesn't really drink.
Really?
He really doesn't drink. So, but he was interested in it. He goes, "I've heard it's awful." I'm like,
gotta try it.
I said, "You've heard correctly." He goes, "Well, I want to try it then." So, and it was funny because we were in a college bar. He was underage, and they didn't blink, and he took it. He tossed it down and went. It's not as bad as I thought that was going to be.
Interesting.
So
yeah,
we do, Pat. We also do a cocktail podcast, an occasional cocktail podcast, probably once. Honestly, at this point, once a month.
I mean,
we actually did one show we did cocktails made with Malort.
My God, what are you making with Malort?
I did a Negroni with Malort.
Yeah, he did a Negroni. I did a cocktail.
I replaced the Campari with Malort.
I replaced the Fernet in one of my cocktails with Malort. So.
Okay.
And then I've actually done a tiki drink with Malort.
He did. I didn't.
Instead of using absinthe, I put Malort in it.
Okay. That's fun.
But he didn't put in an atomizer. He didn't spray Malort.
Oh yeah, that's
not that way.
Listen, I'm big into the cocktail universe. I love making drinks. Like I've become.
Look right here. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Oh God, if we were tune in on Thursday, you'll see my bar.
Yeah, Thursday night's the cocktail. It's not this. It's the End of Chaser podcast.
End of Chaser.
First one we've done in actually it's about 6 weeks now.
It's been a while. Yeah, we kind of took off for the holidays.
Yeah, we did.
And on Thursday we are doing our takes on a toddy.
Well, fun.
Our takes on a toddy. Plus, we're having a either a straight or on the rocks or a shot of
neat
or of our favorite bourbon.
Love it. What I mean, spoiler. What's the take on a toddy? Traditional, or do
you're just no? There's no traditional. It's a take, so it can't be traditional.
Can't be traditional. It can't
be traditional. Yeah.
All right, that's fun.
Replace that, move this, move that. And
is there some Malort going to end up in there?
Not mine. I don't know.
Not mine either. I might be replacing the main liquor.
Ooh, fun,
but not with
mezcal. You can put mezcal in there.
Mezcal toddy. There you go.
Mezcal's all the rage, buddy.
I'm gonna do a Jaeger toddy.
Mezcal toddy.
I'm gonna do a Jaeger toddy.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I just shuddered.
There you go.
Hey, involuntarily shuddered.
I mean, it's probably from about 20 years ago at this point. But do you remember what was the name of the shot? It was equal parts of Jägermeister, Goldschlager, and Rumpelmans.
It's called Throw Up.
It basically was. But what was
disgusting.
The name? What the hell is the name of it?
I don't know.
I forget.
Rumpelmans and Goldschlager.
You actually were able to order the shot as a shot, like there was a name for it, and it was equal parts. It was a shot of equal parts Jägermeister, Rumpelmans, and Goldschlager.
That sounds horrendous.
It was horrible. Yeah. It was disgusting.
It sounds, whatever it was called, it was a mistake.
It was definitely a mistake in the glass. That's for sure. He's looking.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Checking.
Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, but that added 151.
Oh my God! No.
Yeah, really, seriously, let's make this worse.
Let's make an instant barf instead of like an hour later.
The Starry Night? No, that's just Jaeger and Goldschlager, or the Golden Elk. Liquid cocaine.
Liquid cocaine. That's what it was.
That's it.
Oh my God! I do not remember that.
I remember it now. The liquid cocaine.
Yeah, liquid cocaine.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
3 of the worst liquors ever produced by man.
That's horrendous.
I think you need to make a liquid cocaine and add some Malort to it.
No,
The
5 horsemen. There'll be 5 horsemen with the 5 horsemen
and the 151
leading you directly to the apocalypse. There you go.
Right? Oh my, that sounds horrendous.
All right.
So again, Pat, stick around. This has been a great show. Look, I personally love everything about Victory. And there have been beers from the past that they aren't brewing again. Obviously, we've talked about Old Horizontal, but everything that is brewed and the fact that they're coming back with these throwbacks, brought Storm King back.
I love that.
And we didn't even talk about it too. The dark chocolate cherry stout that they released during the holidays. I think it was perfect because it was released during the holidays. You could have it during the holidays, and it lingers through to Valentine's Day. It's a perfect. I think it was beautifully done, timing wise, and that was fantastic. And this beer was literally amazing. I really, really loved this beer this year. And those of you listening to audio only, I'm holding up the can of pretzel beer that I had earlier. So, but yeah. So. Kudos, happy 30th anniversary. We're happy to talk about Victory, and and we've talked about Victory on the show before. Anytime we wax nostalgic about legacy brands and landmark beers, and we will again. But we were happy to have this show dedicated, for the most part, to Victory, and you, sir, for coming on. We really appreciate you doing that and taking the time out in the evening. for doing that. But stick around. We will talk to you for a couple seconds after we sign off. But on that note, we wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerom.com. That's LAGERROM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with a video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn. I'm looking at a different one here, and I'm using my crutch, so you can stop actually rating me right now because I couldn't.
No,
we're regular one.
I'm still deducting.
iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes, pretty much anywhere you can find audio podcasts, you will find the and iHeartRadio as well. You will find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. I got a one. No, lower than that. It's lower than that.
Well,
one, two.
You started at 5 with that just blatant ass kiss.
Yeah, no, I
started the outro.
Well, that was important. The rating is supposed to be for the outro.
He'll bring you a hat. You don't need.
Shut up.
He's just angling for a hat.
There you go. Anyway, the regular one that has all the new plates. I mean, we're on every single place you can find an audio podcast.
That's all you gotta say.
We should probably just change it.
He's just like saying all those.
Yeah, listen, you don't need to list every goddamn one.
I know.
Yes, he does.
We've been doing it for almost 6 years now. We've been saying every single one. So
I love it.
But
maybe that's just the thing now.
It's
the best thing is he's got that cheat sheet right there, which is this.
If I didn't look at it, I would have been able to do it fine.
It would have been fun. Because there's one time he was someplace else, didn't have the cheat sheet, and tore through it perfectly.
And just drilled it. Yeah. Listen, it's muscle memory, buddy. Stop looking at the shit. You know,
and I don't have to do it anymore on the sports podcast because Pete actually put together.
You have a fucking sports podcast too.
And surprisingly,
out of control.
No, I'm not on it, but it's John. But surprisingly, it's called Get On With It.
It's to get on with it. But and also surprisingly, I'm the least person that has to get on with it.
No, I've watched the show.
Listen, get out of here. You need to get on with it. I tried so hard not to bring up Giants stuff on here because it's a beer podcast, but I wanted to bring up
God, I want to go to bed.
All right, finish it. Wrap it up.
Hold on.
And the show. Oh God, here we go.
No.
What selfie do we have here?
No, Rob just sent me 5 pictures. So he sent me this one.
Look at these babies. Look at
these children.
Oh my! I am aging like a president. Aging like a president.
Right.
Not good.
Then he sent me this one. This is the 381 shot of the two of you duking it out.
Yeah, look at that.
I took that picture. There you go.
Just little babes. Just little babes.
Then he sent me this
bright-eyed. Look at that. What are we doing there? That's
I'm not sure.
Even in that.
Oh no, hold on. It's him and Chris Weisner.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
There you go. This is probably a Hot Rod. No,
that was a Hot Rods one.
Hot Rods thing. And then he sent the picture of me, Rob, Jess, and then Joe and Catherine.
Love it.
At Yingling. So, and another one of us at Yingling. There you go.
That's good.
Anyway, but anyway, so anyway, you can find us in every podcast. You can find us in every audio podcast you can find.
Yeah, we're on every fucking podcast.
We're on every podcast. We're on everything. Yeah. The
True Crime Podcast.
That's coming next. Yeah.
Audio feed for podcasts. You can find us in audio host. There you go.
We're just hacking into everybody.
We do everything. There you go. All right. Let's stick around. Guys, have a great rest of the week. Have a wonderful weekend. Pat, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been an amazing show. And we will talk to everybody next week. We'll have Tommy Trogs on. We'll be talking Trogs, Nectar, and others too. So
Stuff.